Thank you.
Still Bob Ross.
And still Bob Ross. And
oh, but you've got it streaming, right? Okay,
streaming.
So hello to everybody on YouTube who's watching tomorrow, which is yesterday for everybody on YouTube.
Time travel.
And for everybody else who will be joining us once the commercial is over and you actually jump into the show.
Okay.
If you're here in the beginning hour, way to go. Thanks for being here. And we just want to let you know, Talk of the Tavern is an adult show by adults, for adults, with adults, adult language, adult topics, and adult diapers.
I'm changing that.
No, we'll keep it that way. Anyhow, my point is we love to laugh. We love to laugh at you. We love to laugh at ourselves, and we love to laugh at everybody else. And if that's offensive to you, we're going to find that funny, too. Hey, Gene.
Hello, Gene.
Anyhow, let me make introductions. I'm going to start with our regulars and then go to our guests. First, the ever so wrinkled forehead, deep in thought, Ed Summers.
What up, people? I hope y'all can see me because I can't see us. I'm drinking chai tea and vaping nutty tobacco.
Why can't you see us? Don't you have your... No, you don't. Do you have your...
I see us.
You see us? Okay.
I see us on Twitch, yeah, we're there.
It may just be my slow-ass computer.
No, it's...
I see us.
Yeah. Oh, I see what Ed... Oh, are you moving your OBS screen around to bring Kevin more on the screen?
No, I'm not.
No, screw Kevin.
I don't even know what we look like on OBS because I'm trying to still pull us up on Twitch.
Oh. Yeah, that's one of those things. Ed is being ever so kind and helping by hosting the show this evening. So, like myself, where it takes a few weeks to get the cameras adjusted, and remember to do it before we go on air. So, yeah, he's working with that. He may end up...
We'll be back at Retro Daddy-O.
Yeah, sometime probably mid-February or sooner. There's just some technical...
It's a cable company.
Let me introduce everybody else, and we'll prattle about that. Okay, the ever-interrupting Andrea of Night Out Creations.
Hi, everybody. Right now I'm drinking Voss water.
Oh, wait, Ed didn't tell us what he's drinking or smoking. We
never
asked him.
chai tea and
That's right. I didn't listen to Ed when he was talking. What?
Somebody was listening.
Right now it's Voss water, and then I'm going into Voga Moscato.
It's the Voga.
All right.
And then a Dolce Vita
Ooh,
cigar.
you're like all Italian tonight.
I am. Go figure that.
Mamma mia. It's a me.
I'm meatball.
Hey, I wonder if Pickle Lady is listening. Anyhow. And then we have the man of baloney himself. That's just for her. Kevin Crew from the UK.
Good evening, everybody. As always, I am drinking strong black coffee at the moment.
What brand?
It's a Nescafe Dolce Gusto. So you're continuing the continental European theme this evening, and I'm smoking Drum Original this evening.
And I still only got half a Kevin, damn it.
Half a Kevin is all the world needs, Ed.
You want to know? You want to know how to fix it, Ed?
Sure.
You want me to tell you how to fix it?
Sure.
Okay. With this case, you're going to want to shrink your whole window there. So grab a corner in OBS of the big box, but not the whole window box. That make any sense?
Sure.
Thanks for playing along. Now, our very special guest, since I announce him less, they always like, should I talk? Should I sit here? No. Michael Thompson of The World of Orb. Which
Hello.
is his book, not, just a big red. There we go. He's got a big red ball.
World of the Orb. Hey, guys. I'm drinking Dasani. The good stuff.
Hey, it's Italian, isn't it?
I call it my rain juice.
Are you any other vices tonight we need to know about? Doritos, gummy bears, crack?
Nope. My cell phone.
Okay.
Being a millennial.
Oh, you know what? I wish I could say it's just millennials, but nope. Yep. Here, we got a cat. This is Zazzle. She'll be our guest tonight.
Hey, Zazzle.
So she attacks me and runs away, laughing because she's a cat. It's muffled by the mouth fur. Okay, and I'm your host, Travis Sivart. I've got not life water. It's a life water bottle that I filled with tap water. And then a gift I got this weekend at MarsCon. Jeannie Wilkins, who edited a couple of my books, check this out. Look at that, Ed. Writer's Tears whiskey, Irish whiskey. Isn't that pretty? Ed's ignoring me right now.
I'm still working on Kevin.
Yeah, I think it's pretty.
So it's a 40% alcohol. So 80 proof. It's actually very good. I traded my tomorrows to remaining yesterday. Whiskey tears are falling now. Each one cries another day.
Hi, Ian.
Yeah, Ian. Did we say hi? Did we not say hi? How come Ian doesn't have any little dingies by his name? You expect a man like Ian to have dingies by his name.
I don't know.
They ordered it from California. Ooh, Ed, the nose is flashes of apples with hints of vanilla and honey over a distinctively Irish pot still base. Taste gently spiced with a burst of ginger and butterscotch with background notes of toasted oak. And the finish, long, elegant finish with subtle notes of milk, chocolate, almonds. It's like a fucking candy store in one bottle.
Wow. Willy Wonka.
And I drank it and went, wow, it's good. A little burny, but it clears up quick. That's all I had.
Okay.
Okay. Like my beer is shaken, not stirred.
Yes, Ian. Food Plenty Heroes.
Spacey Tracy says hi, and she's following. Thank you,
good.
Spacey.
Hi, thank you for following us.
Now, I'm curious. Is that Michael? Is that?
Yep.
Aw. One of the people we hung out this weekend is Michael's mother, who we did warn about the show, but we hung out with her quite a bit. She's a great woman, terribly fun, and really super supportive of her son. Kind of awesome.
She's the best. Hi, Mom.
Okay, now what?
Now what? I don't know. Anybody do anything interesting besides go to MarsCon in the past 7 days?
Yeah, you know, I've actually got some news for a change.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see, you missed this off air, but the reaction was similar when I told everyone else. I've actually got some news in the segment of the show where I always just go, no, I did nothing special. I just worked loads again. I actually have something to announce, and it's work related, unsurprisingly. I'm changing jobs. I got a promotion this week.
Yes.
I've been, as you guys know, although the listeners may not, I've been doing some cover work over at one of our sister businesses nearby on the island, where they've been short-staffed, and they've got a management vacancy over there. So I'm going over as assistant manager of the Hare and Hounds, starting probably the start of next week somewhere. So I get to come play my own place for a change. Thank you very much.
Will you have a regular schedule where you have off Tuesdays? So you can...
I'm working on this, yeah. So obviously this is the change that we've been waiting for, which is why all our plans have been up in the air. So hopefully now it'll be a case of watch this space. I'm going to try and get a regular rota organised, which will mean that we'll have set times off, and then obviously we'll hopefully be kicking off with a British version of Talk of the Tavern,
which would be Thursday evenings UK time.
Hopefully, yeah.
About 8 p.m. By the way, I am going to be smoking a cigar here, which I'm looking for the brand. I guess it's Synchro Avo Vision, Nicaragua.
Oh.
Maybe the UPC says something here. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Avo Synchro, Nicaragua Toro. Andale. Burrito. Hey,
Hi,
there's
Joey.
Win. We
Hi, Win.
missed you this weekend.
Oh my goodness.
We were supposed to see her, but she couldn't find a parking space, so she's like, "Hey, everyone, I'm going home." So, yeah, it is. That's one big problem I have found with cons is once you're there, try not to leave. Because parking is never what you think it should be.
There's so many people, and
Well, you think for a convention center, they would understand, oh, not only do we need a parking space per room plus employees, we need extra for people coming to whatever event is renting all the extra space in the hotel.
Yeah, but space that you dedicate to a parking lot is space you're not dedicating to rooms that turn over money.
Then people need to learn to build a parking platform above the parking lot so you have a 2-story parking lot. And you double your space.
It's just the money for them to do it, I think.
You know what? They're taking my money. They're charging me how much every night? They can give me a parking space. So I can actually go out to dinner and know I can come back and park at the hotel I'm staying in.
Maybe you should try this for one of the next talk of the tavern. Like, we've managed to get distilleries to give you guys whiskeys and stuff to try, and you've had cigars to try before. Maybe you need a hotel discount. Maybe you need to start doing hotel room reviews. Get some of those up on YouTube. You never know.
There we go. I could dress like Captain Obvious. And by the way, Wynn says, sightings of Wynn in the wild are rare. I prefer medium rare.
Did I see her on Twitch?
Just a little pink inside. I agree. Nicaraguan tobacco. I tend to enjoy that pretty well. And it's a nice box press also here. I'll show the band in case anybody's interested. This is what I would look like if I were a cigar.
Cigar man.
It's kind of like Food Pantyhira's, him and Cigar Man running around town saving people.
So what has everybody else done?
Causing cancer.
What has everybody else done this past week?
I've been working on a new book.
Ooh.
New surprise book.
Let's do this. Before you tell us about this, tell everybody a little bit about your other books.
Sure.
So and you can even do the whole elevator. This guy is crazy at a con. First of all, personable, friendly, well-presented, confident. But he, lures people in like a horrible cave troll. He's like, hey, free bookmark? Just come grab it.
Everyone was calling me Bookmark Boy by the end of it.
He's like one of those angler fish with a little light in front of him. He's like, just come closer.
People love the bookmarks, man.
They do. And he's great at presenting himself, which a lot of us authors, man, we're crap at it.
They'll be hiding behind the table. Yeah. He's out there talking with everybody. It's great.
So anyhow, okay, go on.
Sure. Well, I'm the author of a few books. I have 4 books published right now, 3 in a children's series called Chicken Boy. He's the greatest superhero to ever be hatched. It's about a chicken who's radioactive seed, and he gets superpowers and he saves the world with the help of his friends from all sorts of crazy monsters and villains in a town where nothing is ever quite normal.
How old were you when you wrote that, the first one?
It was based off of a character I created when I was 9 years old in 4th grade. And I rewrote it for publication when I was 13. Because since I was 9 years old, I had made a version of the book that I had spiral bound at Kinko's, and I had made a copy for my 4th grade teacher, who was the first person to not punish me for drawing in class. So I was very happy about that. And shout out to Mr. Arisich if you're watching. He was a big inspiration for me, and the reason I became a writer, honestly, one of the major reasons. And he had a spiral bound copy in his class for the longest time, and I would go back to his class every year and talk to his newest kids about how to write and how to bring your ideas to life. And they would all read it as if it was a real book that came out of Barnes & Noble. So I wanted them all to have their own copy, and that's why I started my own publishing company. And when I was 13, I published it and put it all together, made a brand new version of the book, and released it. And that was back when I was 13. So it was 10 years ago. We're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of Chicken Boy. And and it was great. We did a little fundraiser for the animal shelter. Every kid who brought in a donation to the animal shelter got a free book, and that's sort of how I started building a little fan base. and I started going to their going back to that school more often and doing book signings at their yearly or I guess biannually book fair, their Scholastic Book Fair. That was a lot to sit in on that.
And what about the other book?
Now the other book, my most recent publication, is World of the Orb, and I'm wearing an Orbtoberfest shirt, and I got the book right here. This is my pride and joy, my baby, and I've been working on it for 5 years cumulatively, a little bit between each of the 3 Chicken Boy books, but I really started getting back into it when I was like 15 or 16, and I worked on it for about 5 years, and when I graduated college, I got it out, and it's a fun portal fantasy adventure about 2 best friends on a field trip to the Museum of Natural History. They sneak away from the group and break the one rule, which is not to go in the artifact room and definitely not to touch the orb. And when they do, they're cast into this alternate world of monsters, myths, and magic that the museum was desperately trying to keep secret. And it sends them on a harrowing treasure hunt across this strange world to find Earth again.
Nice.
Thank you. That's what I got.
What are you doing with the board?
I'm being watched by a pork.
So, the new book. You said you're working on a new book now. Go on.
I don't have my pitch ready for it yet. It's still being workshopped, but I can say that it's an urban fantasy. So where World of the Orb was a portal fantasy,
Let me interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
Gene just asked, I need this book. Does it come in ebook?
Yes, it does. It's
Links,
available.
man. Links.
Yes. Okay.
This is where you drop the link right in Twitch that you were asking about earlier. So
all right.
In there, and don't forget, we can mention it again later and throw it up there for folks.
All right. Worldoftheorb.com is a good place to get it. I just dropped that in the chat.
Is it also available on Amazon?
It is available on Amazon. Let me pull that up. I have my social media ready, but I check this so often it'll come up real quick.
Yeah, and you just drop it straight into the Twitch chat there and hit enter.
Right. Okay.
I love that username Spacey Tracy is here. I'm appreciating that.
All right, that's the Amazon link right there.
And you put it in Twitch?
Yeah, did pop up. The room is in for followers only mode. Follow Talk of the Tower. Oh, follow? Okay, I'm following. All right, did it go through now? I'll double post it. Boom.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey. All right, check that out.
There you go. Yeah.
That's the book, and you can do a little. You can preview it too. It'll give you like 2.5 chapters, I think.
Oh, and you could do a little dance. Make a little love.
Make a little love.
Get
down tonight.
Someone had to go there.
Remember, when you get go on Amazon and review it.
Yes.
Oh, please, yes. Absolutely.
Yes. And actually, I've done this on my Facebook page. And look at the cat getting behind it. I'll go get that in a minute. If anybody listening wants a free copy of one of my books and review it, I'll do that right now. I'm doing that in this month in January, and I've probably got a half dozen or a dozen people who have copies of different books of mine in their hands. So, okay. Now, I'll tell you what, we think we're pretty much... Anybody else do anything else cool this week?
Oh, I did forget something.
Go ahead.
Because Ian brought it up.
Go ahead.
Okay. As most of you...
I'm going to get the cat.
Okay. As most of you know, Travis, during the day, he's a reporter, and he writes stories for the local paper. Well, he submitted his story. He did not title it. His editor threw a title up there, and it was published, and here we go.
Food Panty Heroes.
Food Panty Heroes. It's supposed to be Food Pantry Heroes. There
Change
you
the
go.
meaning a little bit.
Cool.
A little bit.
What are you hiding there in your panties?
I'm going to say, surely that's just a review of Ed.
Okay, that's all I've got.
Let's see. What else did I have last week beside going and doing the food pantry thing? I don't think it was anything really all that
It
exciting.
snowed. We
It
couldn't
snowed.
leave the house for a while.
Was that just last week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, goodness. Do you really still have that up on your computer?
What?
That circle thing that nobody knows what it is, but it's like the
This?
Siri of Windows.
I use it.
Do you really?
Cortana.
Yeah.
Nobody
Cortana.
uses Cortana, surely.
No.
It's crazy talk.
I
Anyway.
use
Okay, I guess we could shift into the actual topic, which is I went to MarsCon and you didn't. Or we went to MarsCon.
All right, rub it in.
So we're going
I
to take
tried. I tried. You know, I stood waiting for a bus for ages.
standing out there with your little arm floaties and your paddle. So we're going to spend the next little while discussing MarsCon, where Michael, Andrea, and myself spent the weekend, and I will just say this: it was bit me, Travis. Oh,
Bite me, maybe?
Gene, we invited you. We had a room for you. Where were you? Anyhow, I really had a good time at this one. Some conventions, not as much. This one definitely was a fun one for me.
Yeah, it was good. I was very happy.
Enjoy that, Ed.
I had a positive experience. My
My
first MarsCon ever.
Yes.
Jean just wants to feel my teeth on her.
What?
She wants me to bite her. It's an open invite. It's like open office, but
Oh. Yeah. And
yes.
already. You need to explain to Michael, what that
Okay,
is.
so in Twitch, there are a few extra fun features you can get, and if you see the links popping up in the chat, you'll see one that says we give you shots, which they're like points, not real alcohol, every 10 minutes, and you can spend them in our little store.
Oh.
And you can spend them on sound effects that broadcast across Twitch.
They
Okay.
sure do.
Now, you, having Twitch muted, you're not going to hear them, but the audience will hear them. And there's things like, roosters crowing, glass breaking, records screeching, doors slamming, as well as other fun things that you can make us do
Wobbly
tricks.
Jiggly wobbly jello. Jelly.
The wobble. Was that part about anything? The what?
The shots.
No, the convention.
MarsCon.
There we go.
Mhm.
Oh, which one do you want? You want this one?
I was trying to do it without interrupting you.
But it's part of the show.
Oh.
And now we're going to watch her slip this between her lips and make it hot. What?
Yeah, we
Bicycle.
will.
All right.
You have to clean. I didn't say anything you couldn't say in front of a kid. Okay,
So MarsCon.
So MarsCon, we showed up Friday. I guess you showed up Friday morning, right?
Friday at 8:30.
In the morning.
Yeah, because the staff gets together before everything. So, and I'm part of senior staff of MarsCon.
Did you try that, by the way?
I did.
What do you think?
Appley.
Is it really? You think so?
I think it's the writer's tears taste a little appley to me. It's not bad. You're so far on top.
I know. Jean wants you to show her.
What?
Guess.
What am I showing?
So anyhow, I don't know what she did till I got there at like 5 or 6. I had to go get my son from school before heading out there. Once I did get there, though, I was. What are you throwing on the ground? Did you need attention back on you? No. Thud.
The lighter fell.
Okay. Usually, when things go thud and hit the floor, we just tell Ed to put his
Zip it up again, yeah.
Okay. You got it?
I do.
You need a different one?
Stop. I'm trying not to interrupt.
I'm trying to talk here.
It's not working.
So, I get into the mode where I have to go get everything set up and everything. I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody yet. I just need to set up because And I guess the first thing, did we do anything Friday night? What did we do?
We went to Jack's party.
Well, that's like the end of the night. What about all the stuff before it?
I don't know. You and Tara and Mo hung out. I was doing my thing.
Michael, what time did you set up?
Oh, I set up pretty early. I guess 10
a.m.
a.m. I think.
Yeah, he was there way before you.
Well, I mean,
We hung out.
Fine. See if I care. Hang out with Tara and Mo, who most people who watch the show on a regular basis should know who they are. If not, you'll learn, because in a couple weeks, February 5th, we're going to have them on with Win in a show called Two Zany Ladies and a Mo. So when I first go in, I like to walk the whole convention and just see what's going on, check the schedule. And so I walk through the fan tables, which are tables with like the 501st, the Klingons, the Far Side people. Hey, Devnall, good to see you, buddy.
What up, Devnall?
Hey, Devnall.
It's Devnall.
Howdy.
You may or may not be interested, but I watched the new Dave Letterman show on Netflix, and his first guest was Obama.
Oh my God. It was so good.
Now, Ed, I know you're not necessarily an Obama fan, but I tell you what, everything he said on there did nothing but endear you to the man.
You fool!
No, you may not have picked him as president, but as a person, as a father and a husband, it was great.
Whatever.
Agree to disagree.
Whatever, Ed.
Ed's just doing it to be rebellious, to be like the one of 3 black people in the U.S. that don't like Obama. He's a little rebel. And by that, I'm ready. So anyhow, I walk the con, which means a lot of socialization, like 8 steps, stop and talk for 15 minutes. Neither are we. We didn't vote for him or whatever, but I tell you what, as a human being, kind of like him. But anyhow.
That must be an American thing, I'd just like to say, because pretty much all British politicians, before, during, and after their tenure, are utterly despisable.
Well, you got to think what we're comparing him to. What do we have now? Well, I may not agree with the president. You have to respect the position because
There's no point asking me. I live in a shithole.
You've got the same damn problems with different faces on the people, dude. But anyway, I walk through the room, and there are like 3 people who I know would call friends, and then there's like a secondary circle of people that I'm acquaintances with. I tell you what, that acquaintance level with these people like jumped this year. Everybody was so nice and friendly and chit-chatty and relaxed. Like the whole atmosphere of the con was just laid back and fun.
Well, it's supposed to be considered a relaxicon. It was originally started as a room party, and it's grown over the years into what it is today.
How many years has it been going on?
26 this year.
26,
Wow.
because I saw people with 25 years of MarsCon. So
That
I knew
was
it was at
last.
least 25.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. This is my first year.
I know. We were happy to have you there.
I was happy to be had. I enjoyed it.
Ed's back in the conversation.
So what sort of size are we talking about for this convention? And kind of put, for somebody who knows nothing about it, put me in the picture.
I want to say about 1,500 attending. 1,500, 2,000 attending. It's fairly small compared to what you think, but it's not like really
You forget
small.
I live on an island. A convention here is more than 6 people in the pub at once.
Yeah.
I know, we've been there.
Yeah. Yeah, see, you guys made a convention.
It was really cute. We actually went into a pub that had like 4 seats in it.
The castle.
Cardboard.
Yeah.
The bar was the size of an American bathtub, just taller. It was kind of cool. We would use the word quaint. if we 60. What do we say now?
It's a very small,
Cozy.
island.
Bijou.
Did you say bijou as in a swamp?
No, I think you'll find that it's Bayou, surely.
I've heard
Avant-garde.
of it. Bijou, that's where you go for the afternoon movie.
I thought a bijou was one of those things that you sit on to wash your bum in Europe.
I thought it was a small dog.
Bijou, that's how French say BJ, right? Bijou.
Okay, so yeah, it's bigger than I was picturing anyway, so it's a good size. 26 years, that's pretty impressive.
Way to segue back.
Thanks.
Ed's fighting with the locals here.
I see that. Poor Bob.
So anyhow, yeah, Friday was really good, laid back, a lot of socializing for me. I also went. He's going to take away your damn DNA. Just going to snatch it right off your butt. Went through the schedule and marked all the panels that I want to see. Didn't see a single one of them the whole weekend, but I marked the ones I wanted to.
You still on Friday?
I got to interrupt.
Yeah.
Bob, at that low percentage, you realize being a brother is just an honorary thing, right?
Wow, Ed's feisty tonight.
Bob is 0.04% black. He was tested.
for many things.
Friday, I brought a little giraffe dressed in a safari outfit named Dr. Livingston.
It was my giraffe.
And I dressed as Stanley. So that's what I did Friday. What were you dressed as Friday?
Me.
Excellent. Michael?
I was dressed as a young author trying to make it in a hard world.
Wow, that's like a movie either on BBC or Lifetime. Oh, wait. Mail? That's not even a movie, dude.
I'm a big fan of the British comedy show Mock the Week, and
yeah,
they have a round on there where they have a quickfire comedy round, and it was based around a number percentage, and tonight it was 4%. And the first guy to jump up said, "What are the percentage chances of me enjoying a movie that is titled with the tagline, 'One Woman's Struggle'?"
Well, I mean, if it's like a tug-of-war champion, you might.
Or like a female version of Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone.
We hung out with the pickle lady this weekend, speaking of that. We'll have to talk about that.
The pickle, you're going to have to explain the pickle lady to me.
Oh, yeah. But we will not have to explain the video till the third hour.
Oh, okay. All right.
About the pickle lady.
We can. Let's see. Hold on one sec. Oh, let me just go through this real quick since nobody else on the show tonight dressed up. Saturday, I dressed as the Pringles guy and carried around a Pringles can, so I had a visual reference for everyone. And Sunday, I dressed as the Monopoly Man.
But he entered the contest on Saturday as the Pringle guy.
Yeah, and afterwards, I'm like, did I run across the stage? Did I go too fast? I have no clue because it just...
Because I'm the coordinator for the contest, so I'm like, no, you did good. You did fine.
But I actually selfie videoed myself the whole time while on stage. So it's got the crowd cheering and shouting. And
him throwing Pringles at the judges.
Yeah.
You know, like you do.
Threw salt at everyone.
Yeah.
I think my next costumes will be Colonel Sanders and Orville Redenbacher.
I have no clue who that second one is.
They're white guys.
Popcorn guy.
Popcorn guy.
Yeah, popcorn guy.
Navy Dad would know who they are. Because I want to point out he is 96% white.
Everyone's telling me I should dress as Captain Daly from Black Mirror.
Have you guys watched Black Mirror yet? Netflix series. It's like the people from Twilight Zone and Outer Limits were hanging out last year and went, let's modernize this shit. It's pretty good.
Techno horror.
What? Stuff. Oh, I didn't say we couldn't swear. I just said we, have to be kind about it.
When
Language.
When we watch the show,
Family friendly.
You should see what we say in my family.
No, it's all good.
When I watch the show, I'm like, that guy looks so familiar. And yes, it is you. That's your day job, isn't
That's
it?
Michael Thompson.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Okay, so
What?
you were going to talk about stuff.
Well, Friday night, we hung out with Michael's mother.
We did.
It was her first, convention type thing. So I showed her around, introduced her to people, took her to a party, and it was fun.
I like hanging out with you.
There's her photo on the bottom left there behind Michael. That's his mom.
That's Xena.
Xena Warrior Princess.
Well, we might be able to get his mother to make a cameo and have her peek in the background.
She peeked in earlier.
Before we were on air,
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't want to be on air.
It's all good. So. Yes.
By the way, I see your Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Now, you know who Sean Gunn is?
Yeah.
Well, on February 10th, there's a convention in Roanoke that he's going to be at. I'm going to see if Talk of the Tavern can get in as press and do an interview.
Oh, I would love to see that. He was the stand-in for Rocket. He played. He also played that Ravager guy.
Correct.
I forget his name.
Yeah, the second in charge Ravager type guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and he
played Kirk on Gilmore Girls.
It's always better when a woman says instead of me knowing that.
It's like the greatest character. Great. But
He takes up the whole box.
poor giraffe. He's a big old cat.
Yeah, a big young cat. Well, so you want to talk more about Spacey Tracy and partying with Spacey Tracy, which I think she had her first alcohol since she was 12 or something. When she was
She said she slept very well that night. Me too. Little drink, take a nap, all good. It's not very exciting. It's not like we partied all night long.
She says the party was fun. LOL.
We partied till 10:30.
Well, Tracy, if you want to, you could photobomb your son there anytime you want, just randomly. Don't let us know when it's coming. It'll be like that guy on the original Mortal Kombat that when you did that one move, he'd pop out and go, Tootsie!
Well, I talked with Tracy. I talked with his mom. We were talking costuming, so we're gonna work together. I'm gonna help her costume, and so the next time she's at a convention, she can dress up. It'll be awesome.
They made friends.
I want to get her some claws. I wanted to get her some claws so she can dress as a character from World of the Orb.
Nice.
We can make this happen.
You know what? I remember what else happened. So after MarsCon last year, Tara, Mo, Wynn, and myself, and Andrea, my son, and I don't think there was anybody else. Oh, another friend. We all decided we're going to write an anthology where we each write a werewolf short story.
That was smart.
Yeah, well, it was fun.
Because this year's theme was
werewolves.
Yeah.
So we put a book together. Now, not everybody made it in because if you've ever tried to write something, sometimes you're on fire. Other times you have to be beaten with a stick to write 10 words. I don't believe in writer's block, but I do believe in writers blocking what they're doing. But yeah, we put together this anthology, and Tara Mo on Dreampunk Press had it at their table, and yeah, it's just a great collection of little stories. I haven't read them all yet. I didn't even get to bring a copy.
Well, and
home
they
with
were
me.
so nice to donate a book and a gift bag to the charity auction and to my contest, and the what was it? The proceeds.
The net proceeds.
The net proceeds from the sale of the book went to the charity that MarsCon does, which is the animal shelters. The Humane Society, the local Humane Society. So.
And Bob, why am I not remembering his name tonight? Bob, no, his name is Butch, and he's a rocket scientist with NASA.
He's retired now.
I'm just thinking retired again.
Butch is awesome.
He kind of is.
He's been doing this for a while.
You know, I also saw Ken, who we've had on the show before, and he's
Sky Marshall.
Yeah, Sky Marshall.
Okay, yeah.
You guys remember him?
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
And just for Bob, he's black. He's a rocket scientist also, and I talked to him about having him back on the show and just call it Science Update, and we can go over the things that have
in science.
Talk about science stuff, which I don't know. Ed might be bored that whole damn show. He likes it. You like it, Ed? Do you like it, Ed?
I like science stuff.
Yeah.
We can science.
Ed gets all excited. He's like, science, yay.
Woo!
There we go. Calm down. You're scaring the white folks.
I'm sorry. I tried to take the bass out of my voice.
No, it's all about the bass.
Oh, Hidden Figures. That was great.
Yeah, I'm sure you're being sarcastic. But yeah, that was a great movie.
I don't care if he's being sarcastic. It is. And that's a bit of local history.
I haven't seen it yet.
Really? Yeah, grab it.
Where it actually took place is Hampton, Virginia, and that's where I used to live a few years ago. So yeah.
Same place Butch and Ken works.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's where, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think we kind of covered Friday, and I want to give a quick shout out to a few people here who aren't watching, the bastards. We've already mentioned Tara Mo. Win is watching. Steampunk Life with Paige and JP. Always great to see them. Dave Joria, a comic hero of mine who plays you guys have all seen the Aliens guy from History Channel where he's like, Alien.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he cosplays that.
He cosplays that meme.
He was incredible.
Yeah.
I shot a World of the Orbad with him.
Nice.
Gonna put that up soon.
Good time. The pillow people. I think it's Brienne Sewing Pillows with Pillow Dad and Pillow Mom. They were great fun and always good to hang out with. He's horribly inappropriate. He could replace one of us on the show.
Explain pillow people to me. Is that like a costume, like they go around dressed as giant pillows, or do they make pillows?
Yeah, they make pillows.
Yeah, they actually do like custom embroidery on pillows, and they're all geek themed.
Oh, right, okay.
High quality, beautiful.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're nice.
And then he's, of course, just this big, inappropriate goofball that, bonus.
He's funny.
Who else did we hang out with and see? I think
I didn't hang out too
Tempe.
much.
I made a new friend in Jimmy, the metal guy. Where you got your pizza box of T-shirts.
Oh, there was this guy selling these really cool T-shirts in like little pizza boxes. So that's all I know about them.
But they had Killer Clowns from Outer Space T-shirts and Pizza the Hut T-shirts.
Pizza the Hut.
Pizza the Hut.
So, Ed, what'd you do there?
Didn't do a damn thing there.
Very good. Just wanted to include you, man. It's my job.
I'd like to make a shout out.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to shout out Josh from Never Been Studios, or Productions rather. They're these cartoonists, and what they do is they take your face, they do a caricature of your face and put it on the body of like your favorite character from pop culture or movies or cartoons. And so I ran over and I asked him to do a pencil sketch of me as Ash from Evil Dead.
Oh, not Xena?
Oh my, that's
how cool is that?
Nice.
This is from Army of Darkness specifically, which is like my favorite movie. I watched it as a kid with my uncle. Look at me with the chainsaw hand. Vroom.
awesome.
Now, how come you don't
frame
cosplay that?
Was that?
Why don't you cosplay that?
Yeah, I would, but be hard. I'd have to keep taking out the chainsaw hand to sign my books.
What? Sign it in blood.
Sign in the blood of my
Yeah.
enemies.
There you go.
Bring a functional
guess-
chainsaw and just carve up the book with my initials.
But shout outs. I guess we could talk about Pickle Lady now.
Oh my goodness, Pickle Lady. She is awesome. She was one of my judges. She was one of my judges when I first started doing the contest.
Don't allow yourself to be judged.
She didn't judge me. She judged everyone else. She's a filmmaker. Yep. It's called Pickle Man Productions. And she came to show her new movie, Dillzilla. And it is, what is it? Kosher for all ages. If Pickle Man's in it, it's kosher for all ages. And she's won film festivals. She teaches up in New York now. So she went back today.
You know what I found out, though?
What?
Her Facebook page for Pickleman Productions only has 265 likes.
Only 200. What?
And Michael Thompson's writer Facebook page only has like 66.
Oh, we gotta fix that.
Yeah, we need more.
People go like the pages.
How many people are watching right now? Anybody know?
18.
Nice. Hello to everybody who's watching. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Feel free to chit chat. We will talk back to you. In the good or, rebellious way, depending on who you are.
What you need to do is go to the Google and find Michael Thompson and roll to the orb and
Follow him on Twitter and
Facebook and get his book and do a review on it.
Yes, please. Help me eat.
There you go. He just threw the links up for you guys.
All right, help me feel more popular than I am, guys.
So, and actually, you know what, Bob? I know you're like harassing and everything, but I actually want to answer this question because the nice thing about geek conventions nowadays is they are pretty diverse, and you do get a good array of different people in there, which is nice with the actual geek culture by diversifying your.
Well, in MarsCon in particular, the reason why I fell in love with it in the beginning is it has everything. It's got anime and Star Trek and Star Wars. They are two different things. They're very inclusive. They include everybody.
But yeah, we saw people running panels of all ethnic backgrounds
and all topics.
Everyone's a fan of something.
Yeah.
Yes, and this one tries to cater to as many of those as possible.
I want to bring Ed to.
It's kind of like a mini Woodstock, Bob.
Kinda, yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, Ed, can we dress you up as Tilk and bring you to a con?
Not with this body, you can't.
We'll give you the full BDUs. How about that?
You think you got problems?
That's Stargate.
That's Stargate, yeah.
I just started watching that, Ed, because it's been so long I don't remember, and that is a great character, and yes, you should do that.
Ed, I keep telling her every show, she's like, I love that guy's makeup. And then he does the eyebrow thing. She's like, I love that. And I'm like, it's like one of, see that? Gene wants you to come up to the Steampunk World's Fair.
Oh, we're going.
So, there we go. Yeah, we'll be there. Probably also be at Mysticon in February.
All right. I got to educate Bob here for a minute. Bob, Star Trek was the first show on television to feature an interracial kiss.
Yeah. Kirk and Uhura.
Dang.
Yeah, which feminists have a problem with because he took advantage of her.
Really?
No,
It was actually supposed to have been Spock and her, but actually, William Shatner said, "Oh fuck no, I want those lips." True.
Shatner was all like, "Baby, have
Oh, sorry, language.
back off." Let's see, Travis.
We'll have.
Will and have booze.
What?
Gene, not sure. Probably if it involves Booze and Travis, there will be the two together.
Writer's tears.
Now, in World's Fair, I've entered one of the writer contests, so hopefully if I win that, I'll actually be doing things with it. Yeah,
I'm just going to
Devnall,
work.
just so you know, Shatner blocked me on Twitter.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I saw that.
And,
I did it as a badge.
was brilliant.
honor.
and Bob, yes, there were black captains on Star Trek. As a matter of fact, in early Star Treks, one of the admirals, Captain Kirk's boss, was black.
And in the most current iteration of Star Trek, Discovery, they have a female black captain.
Sasha from The Walking Dead.
Oh, really?
I thought she
Yeah.
was first officer.
I don't know.
Kevin?
I haven't seen the show. I've seen it
Yeah,
coming
first off. Yeah, she's first officer.
Yeah.
Who the hell's the captain?
Hmm? Not her. It's, I can't remember the actor's name. It's the guy, anyway.
We've never seen it.
That's the point, yeah. I need to catch up on that.
Anyhow.
Devin also, you're famous. Now you're famous.
Infamous, more like it.
Yeah.
And also, I think I'm going to start. I think I've already said this. Take Talk of the Tavern to different cons and do interviews with their stars.
Yeah, I mean, you've done
Good
shows.
idea.
You've done live shows, and it turned out very well. So.
And Gene, it's okay, but yeah, we just want to clarify. We're not making fun of you. Figured that just your
We just can't read.
fingers are broken and you were typing with your nose. It's all good. Michael Berman, Captain Black. No, wait. Oh wait, Michael Berman has become the captain in the alternate universe.
That's it.
Okay. And by the way, for those of you that are like, oh, we love the new Star Trek because they're really working with that alternate universe evil, they had like 8 episodes relating to that in DS9. And they were usually pretty decent episodes. Hey, Jimmy, good to see you, buddy.
Oh, I
What
was
up,
very
Leonard?
excited. Probably overly excited. I saw a Ferengi at MarsCon, and I was just like,
Yeah, somebody was dressed as Quark and Dax.
yeah, I was so excited for that.
Dax, really? With the spots and all?
Uh-huh.
I know, right?
And you would have liked her. She wasn't a mini either. She was a full-sized girl.
And they were in the contest, and they were really nice, and I was very excited to see that because I had just finished DS9.
Matricula. Hi, Matricula.
Hi, Matricula.
Hi, Matricula.
Good
What
to
up?
see you. Hold on, let's do that. Hashtag heart.
Matricula she's another Twitch person that we've had on. She sings, and she dresses a cute little clown
Hey, can one of you do the shout out for her since we're like
on horrible bandwidth.
It's just SO, isn't it?
exclamation SO space and the name, I believe.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Are you okay? So, yeah, we get the same thing, Matricula, after doing a con. I love the next 2 to 3 days where I can just kind of embed myself in the house and not to talk to anybody except the people that I like around me. With pros? We're amateurs with a list of how to do things.
And I think we lost the list.
We're pros. It's only because of you.
So
Okay.
And yes, Ian, I agree. Worf and Dax's wedding was the best.
Yes.
It was. Am I what?
Are you still on what day are you? Are you done or what?
Oh, we're about to go into this week in history, but yeah, I guess we can.
Oh,
Before
well, I
we-
wanted.
anything-
I have questions.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Before Ed, what?
Before we do, I want to comment more on Worf and Dax because people always post that thing on social media all the time about if you've ever seen the TV show Criminal Minds. Every woman deserves a guy that speaks to her the way Derek Morgan speaks to Baby Girl. My response to that every time is every woman deserves a guy that makes love to her the way Worf makes love to Dax.
She always left smiling, and that's what all that matters.
And broken bones and everything else.
There was the guy Dave Jory I mentioned. He met his fiance, soon to be wife, on one of the dating websites, and his tagline was, and I'm trying to remember the names. Is anybody a Shakespeare fan here?
Yeah.
The two leads from Much Ado About Nothing, Beatrice and.
Oh man, it's a year since I read that one.
Somebody followed us.
Yeah, thank you for the follow. Wait a minute. Jovia. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
But but Beatrice and. Anyhow, his tagline was the male's name, which began with a B, searching for his Beatrix. So if you remember Much Ado About Nothing, they're the ones that constantly had the sharp wit, biting tongue, and they were the favorites because they were witty and they were at each other, but they fell in love. And I'm like, that's awesome that you're not looking Romeo for Juliet, who both kill themselves. You're searching for your Beatrice. Okay, so you had questions.
I was going to ask Michael about his books.
Go ahead.
And the chicken boy thing.
Go ahead.
Well, I forgot my
Ask
question.
away.
But I want to know more about it. So you have 3 books for that?
Yes.
Chicken.
Yes, I do. I got some on the top of my desk.
So can you tell us a little bit about each one?
And can you tell us what he sounds like when he's
what
chicken boy?
I don't know what he sounds like. I guess he sounds like the voice of whatever child is reading it. And here's Chicken Boy. This is the first book that came out. This came out when I was 13 years old, 2007, 2008.
Yesterday.
2007. It was copyrighted 2008. It came out. And this is where this is his origin story. This is where he eats the radioactive birdseed and becomes a superhero for the first time. And he battles a mad scientist called Dr. Dimwad. And let's see what else I got.
What is Dr. Dimwad's superpowers?
He's super evil and he wants to conquer the world. He's an intellectual. Every book sort of hones in on a villain archetype and then like deconstructs it and parodies it. So the first one's the mad scientist. The second one's like a kaiju monsters attacking the city.
Nice.
Except they're the doggy doo-doo demons.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's great.
This one's hilarious. And then the third one is like my take on a zombie apocalypse kind of. Except it's they're all plants. It's all plant-based, and it's the fight of the ferocious flowers. And this comes in right on the heels of the second one. No spoilers though, but one leads into the other, and we got these big plant monsters. It's the Venus Mantrap right there, and then and when the guys are eaten, when people are eaten by the ferocious flowers, they're turned into these plant drones. Who march throughout the city, so they're kind of like the zombies.
Wait, that's not Bob Ross in that plant's little tentacly grasp, is it?
That's our main characters. We got, I'm sorry about the glare, but we got Matt and John. There's the main characters, and Sarah as well. So there's these kids from the local elementary school that always end up helping Chicken Boy out. And the joke is that it's always the fault of Professor Big Nose. Who's one of our other main characters. He's the person who created Chicken Boy with the radioactive birdseed. And Chicken Boy is basically his one invention that actually went well. Everything else he does ends in catastrophe. And something else that I do that's funny in these books is I mentioned Mr. Ersich earlier, who's the reason I got into writing. And as a thank you, I give him a cameo in every book. So let me flip to it real quick.
Well, while you're flipping to that, go ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
It's okay. Go ahead.
I have a question. Now, when was the latest book published for Chicken Boy?
The latest Chicken Boy book came out in 2011.
Okay.
Oh.
So did your art improve? And if it did you purposely make it like it was in the first one instead?
My art did improve, and I think I just got better, and I didn't try to like refrain from improving the images. I was able to do like more like perspective shots and stuff. And here's Mr. Ersich. He's always appearing on posters and billboards and stuff in the background.
Very cool to give that little homage there.
There's Chicken Boy. He's in a fight with the Venus Mantrap. There's a great picture in here. It's one of my favorites. I'll see if I can.
I knew a stripper that went by that name.
Chicken Boy?
So has your teacher seen all of these books, read all of them? Does he know in them?
Oh yeah, he knows he's in them. I go back to his class every year and talk to the kids about writing. I was actually recently he moved to a different school, and I was doing a book signing at Prospero's Books in Old Town Manassas, which is one of my favorite spots. And I ran into the principal of the school that he's working at now, and he invited me to be the guest of honor at their literacy night. And I didn't realize I was going to be the only speaker, but I was, and I got to get up on stage. Is the biggest crowd I ever spoke to on my own, and I got up there and I read a few chapters of Chicken Boy.
Crowd, you don't mean like tall wise. In numbers only, not in height, right?
And and it was really fun. And I went out and we did a little impromptu book signing at the end.
Good night, Win.
Good night, Win.
Oh, good night, Win.
Nighty night.
That's very cool. Yeah, you would have met Win yesterday, but no parking spaces or Saturday.
Right.
Whatever.
Now throw your link up again so people can go buy this for their children or for themselves.
The Chicken Book. Chicken Boy.
Your Chicken Boy books.
And Ed, what happened this week in history?
So stuff happened, y'all.
They are so good for you, Michael.
I got mainly entertainment history this week. So
Good.
January 15th, 1967, the Packers faced the Chiefs in the first Super Bowl. Packers win 35-10.
First Super Bowl. I wonder what that was like. I wonder, did they have a halftime show?
Don't know.
It was. I'll tell you what it was like. It was like two bunches of guys getting together to play rugby, but they decided to get armored up first.
January 15th, 1972. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Don McLean hits #1 on the pop chart with American Pie. I was trying to find out if that was the longest song ever to hit #1, but I couldn't really find that anywhere. So.
Oh, that's a good question. Kevin's our Google guy. He can look that up while we chit-chat.
Use the Google, Kevin.
Longest song ever to get #1. Okay.
Do your googly magic.
Let's see. Other entertainment stuff. This past weekend, Batman aired for the first time in 1966.
Woo!
Yay.
No. I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. Sanford and Son was first released on January 14th, 1972.
And that's an awesome theme song right there.
Yeah.
No words, but a great theme song. I miss songs.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Anything else?
I don't
current
miss-
events. Anybody else got current events?
Hey, Victoria's there. No, I got nothing.
Hi, Victoria. All right, current events. Soap Pod Challenge. Really?
Oh
Okay.
no.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how many kids have actually done this?
I don't know.
I saw a video of it on Facebook while I was in the hotel, half asleep, and I was appalled.
Okay, you want to explain what it is, and then we'll berate children.
Apparently, it's a new thing among teenagers. They are digesting or swallowing soap pods for the fun of it.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Is there a high associated with it, or is it just look what I can do?
It's like a challenge.
Yeah.
It's like the cinnamon challenge, but for dummies.
Yeah. I mean, does nobody realize they're dangerous chemicals? You know, let's do a shot of dish soap next.
It says do not eat.
Yeah. It started with the bleach pods, with the laundry pods.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
thank goodness Darwinism is stepping it up a little bit. So
That's what most of the
hope
comment
so.
sections say.
Yeah,
the
I
videos.
hope so. Just
Michael, as a millennial, This is going to only help you.
The last millennial. That'll be my autobiography.
There can be only one.
Of course you did it, Bob. That explains why you are the way you are, sir.
Oh, the bleach spots, is that why you're so white on the inside?
Wow. Okay. Other current events. There's Kevin again. Other current events. A butcher got locked in a freezer in London.
Wait,
and he used his sausage to beat his way out.
Butcher.
A butcher.
A butcher got... Did you do that, Kevin?
Never underestimate the creativity of people who work in the food industry.
Wow.
Yeah, he used a piece of black pudding, a form of blood sausage, to beat on the panic button until the panic button apparently was stuck and would not work. So he picked up this frozen piece of sausage and he beat
I never
on
saw such a thing.
He beat
and you're the worst.
Yeah.
Someone should post a link.
Maybe it was how it was brought up.
Don't be a brat. No, you already used brat. Never mind. Let's back that one out.
That's the worst.
He gets this round.
I already used worst. We can't have that one. Ed, we're out of control.
We need the Who's Line buzzer.
Okay.
Ed and Andrew are making notes for the next Whose Line Is It Anyway? Sausage-based puns.
The next one gets a little political. Sorry, but hey, it's just a little political. People, you can't stand in traffic and not expect to get hit by a car.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you sure?
Not political, that's common sense, sure.
Well, following last year's election, the day after, University of California, San Diego held a protest. The students got together, held a protest. They did it the right way. They applied for the permit. They were supposed to be walking across campus and protesting. The protest got out of hand, spilled out on the freeway. They kept on going. This chick got hit by a car.
Right.
She is suing the guy that hit her, of course. But she's also suing the school because they approved the original request for the students to have the protest.
Can we sue individuals for being stupid?
If so, our legal system is about to be hit by the biggest case.
Wait a minute. It doesn't stop there. She's also named the county in the lawsuit because they didn't show up quick enough and stop the students that were protesting marching out on the street.
And these are college students. If you could make it to college and you don't know to stay the hell out of the road, guess what?
Horrible.
Oh, I've got a laundry list of things they should have done.
They got laundry pods in their mouths.
To make it up for you, we're going to do pod shots. You first.
Pod shots.
See, I grew up in the kind of neighborhood where if you're not paying attention when you cross the road, you get hit by a tractor. So you pay attention pretty fucking early on. Yeah.
You got to put effort into not paying attention if you can get hit by a tractor. It's going 7 miles an hour and at 35 decibels.
You have clearly never seen an Isle of Wight farmer drive a tractor.
Are they very sneaky? Do they leap out of bushes all of a sudden?
Yeah, it's exactly like that. It's like the agricultural machinery-based version of Carrie. Yeah.
It's like Jaws. You hear the music, but you're not sure where it's going to come from. Tractor. They're mulch.
It reminds me of that scene from Austin Powers where the guy gets slowly flattened by the steamroller. He's like, no! And it cuts away. It's like 10 feet away, moving inches. Get out of the way.
10 minutes later.
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got, Ed?
All right, and I'm posting a link here so people can see the picture, but I'm sure everybody has heard of this week.
Mm-hmm.
H&M, it's a store, and in their online catalog, they post a picture of a little black kid. He's wearing a sweatshirt that says "Coolest Monkey in the Jungle," and people have lost their freaking minds. Are we getting too sensitive, people? Are we really, really getting too sensitive? Okay? Because I saw this picture, and the first thing when I looked at it, I didn't think they shouldn't have put that on a little black kid. I thought, oh, little kid running around, hanging off the jungle gym and all that crazy stuff. He's a little monkey. I mean, my mother, when I'm going to tell something on myself, kind of embarrassing. My mother, when I was a kid, she called me monkey. My mother called me monkey up until the day she died 3 years ago. And she would make that mistake in front of my friends when I was in high school, embarrassed the living shit out of them.
You know what, though? I knew white kids called monkey by their parents or grandparents.
Okay. My mother didn't call me monkey because she was ignorant of the use of the term. Okay. She knew the use of the term in derogatory manner. We talked about it last week on the show, as a matter of fact, where it come from. Okay. She called me monkey because I love bananas. One of the last things my mother said to me.
Stereotype said, "You go."
Yeah, one of the last things my mother said to me before she passed away, before she was unable to speak anymore, was, "I love you, monkey." Okay, so that word is very endearing to me, and this is stupid here. If you look at this and the first thing you see is a little black kid wearing this, maybe you're part of the problem because you didn't see just a little kid wearing this.
Right.
Yeah.
So who's going to redeem an Ed rant? Because I just gave one.
So you know what?
We need to get that shirt for Ed in his size.
Does that mean if you're on the playground and there's monkey bars, only white kids can go on it? Because otherwise it's racist?
So. Otherwise it's racist.
That's horrible.
You're like, I'm sorry, you've got to go on the people bars. They're over there.
They're getting rid of.
Does this mean from now on, when Ed eats cheese, he can't have crackers?
They're actually writing about this in South Africa.
Hey, Gene, if you scroll up a little bit, you'll see the link. Oh, actually, it's like right above yours.
Right above your comment, Jake.
Yeah, the one previous to that is the butcher trapped in the freezer with the big meat.
It's
I do love a bit of black pudding, by the way. I just add that. I'm a particular fan of it. It's an integral part of a British full English breakfast.
Is that what black pudding is?
It's a blood sausage, yeah.
Is there really blood in it?
Yeah, onions and spices, and yeah. It's really irony. It's very good for you. Contains a lot of protein and minerals.
Yeah, but y'all eat a lot of Marmite too, and that stuff is nasty.
No, yeah, I don't eat a lot of Marmite. I'm the guy that disproves the rule. They say you either love it or you hate it. I'm like, meh.
Hey, Gene, for the rant, if you scroll up, you'll see a link just above the second big link for the store, and that's the link for it. Yeah, I agree. There's quite often I look at things now, and I don't pick out something that would be racist. I see a person, and then once if I think about it, if I look for things to make fun of, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, now this could be, there we go. But it's not my first thought anymore.
So by the first time I saw the image of that T-shirt, it was because it was being shouted around everywhere because everyone was blowing up about it. And my first reaction was, really?
Yeah.
Me too.
If anything, I'm grateful it happened simply because I've seen some brilliant memes that have been created since then. You know, like kids wearing Ritz T-shirts with white as cracker on the block, that kind of thing. Yeah.
I have a picture I took of Andrea and I where it says, it's got a picture of like Ritz or Townhouse or whatever cracker, and it says 2 awesome crackers. And Andrea fell down beside it and thumbs up in front of it and snapped the selfie.
I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing?
So, okay, what else happened this weekend?
Did people, Dolores O'Riordan of the Cranberries, passed away just today.
So now she's a zombie.
Oh, too soon?
Can one of you gentlemen post a link to the store? I don't know if you can copy it out of the upper chat.
Yeah, leave me with it.
Gene, if they can't do it, it will auto-post in a few minutes. I have it set for like a 20-minute cycle where it will pop up and explain the shots and give the link. Yes, Victoria, we agree. There is so much other more important things going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so who else died?
Birthdays.
Oh, happy birthday.
Who else was born?
January 14th, 1968. Rapper, actor LL Cool J. My wife has a little crushy on him. So,
Yeah.
January 15th, 1929. Civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr. I actually have somebody over on Facebook that's trying to educate me about desegregation and Martin Luther King Jr.
Why?
Wow,
Tell us
that's-
about that. Whatever do you mean, sir? That's my
Um,
wife.
Oh, well, somebody posted a nice little meme about Martin Luther King Jr. And he responded to this other gentleman saying, great to see you recognizing. I happen to know the other gentleman, and he is a Republican. Okay. And this other individual posted in response to the Republican, great to see you recognizing Martin Luther King and all the great work he did, yada, yada, yada. But we still have a long ways to go. And they posted a little photo of football players kneeling. Sorry, politics again. And I just said
Politics.
the irony of all of this is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. never did kneel against America. As a matter of fact, whenever the national anthem was playing, he put his hand over his heart just like any other American and recognized it. So it's all blown up from there. And he's trying to tell me, did you know this about desegregation? Did you know that? It's like, no. I didn't know that. So after the show, I'm going to have to get on Facebook and spanking.
Where's the spankings? Okay. What birthdays do we have? What other birthdays?
Other birthdays. I'm sorry. I'm trying to bow from all the clapping here. January 16th, 1948, American film director John Carpenter.
Oh.
Nah, we don't need him. January 17th, 1922, actress Betty White.
Oh.
Yay, love her.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's awesome, isn't she?
Especially when she's on a roast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's at the age where she don't care. It's fun.
Yeah.
Maybe
January 8th, I don't think she ever cared.
not. But she,
It's so
Yeah.
different than when she was on Golden Girl.
I remember hearing a story about her. It was I used to watch talk shows back in the day, and I saw this talk show with Victoria Principal on it, and she's talking about when she was up and coming, and she was doing commercials or whatever in Hollywood, and somebody gave her these passes to go to one of these spas, and she gets to the spa. And it's one of those spas where you have to take off all your clothes and travel from station to station to station. And she's young and she's embarrassed and blah, blah, but she does it anyway. And she's walking between stations and she sees Betty White standing down the hallway, butt naked, smoking a cigarette, talking to one of the attendees at the spa. And the towel that they gave her for the spa is like this big. So she's like, where do I hold it? So she decides, I'm just going to strut my stuff, and she holds the towel down as she's walking by Betty White, and Betty White looks at her and says, nice tits, and turns around and just keeps smoking. I love her. I love her. She's awesome. I love her. January 18th, 1943, singer-songwriter Janis Joplin.
Mm-hmm. She shares her birthday with Betty White? We're at least close enough.
The next day.
I wasn't catching the dates, just the names.
And personal birthday shout-outs this week. Aaron Jolly, also known as Sivart. For those of you that are into gaming, he's on.
You want to do a shout-out in the chat for him?
Sure. I'll do it later.
Ciroth, I believe.
Yeah. A very good friend of mine who plays in the band Tinsmith, Brooke Parkhurst. Happy birthday, Brooke.
Nice. Good band, too.
Yeah, they are. Very good. They play folk Irishy music. Check them out sometime.
Love Irish music.
Yesterday, Jerry Ellington. You know Jerry, right? Travis?
I was going to. Maybe you didn't.
Okay. Another friend of mine, Luna Magori Gomez. And tomorrow, my brother, John Summers, Ashley Watson, and Daryl Juru Bartz. Happy birthday, everybody.
I have a birthday. Jack Hollingsworth, his birthday was Saturday. He's from Crosstime Saloon.
Right.
He's been on the show before, and he does an awesome party every year at MarsCon.
And Kevin, she was redeeming it for
Yes, she
the
was
rant
being
she already
kind.
did.
Yes, thank you, darling.
Now, this week for my friend list, we have, of course, we mentioned Heidi Wynn last week when Dan was on the show.
Joey. No, not that Wynn.
No, yeah.
Oh, different Wynn. Sorry.
Who else do we have? And I'll rattle down the list nice and quick without worrying about dates. We got Tiki Von Synth, Richard Knowles, great guy there. He does a British strongman geek, like carnival geek act.
He's fun.
Jennifer Chandler.
I know who that is.
You know who that is.
I do know who that is.
Not them. Anyhow.
I know who that is.
Yeah. Okay. And also Beverly Peterson-Allen, who is Butch, who runs MarsCon. That's his wife.
His wife.
The adorable Denise Hartman. She's got a birthday coming up Saturday. And I think that's the last of the week, right? Mm-hmm. Next week is the 20-something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. That's it for the week. So, Denise, happy birthday. Everybody else, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Nobody else?
Anybody else have birthdays?
No, nothing for me this week.
You're good. No birthday for you. 1 week.
1 week. No birthday.
Put that up there.
Okay, on TV. Okay. That's for the channel.
There we go. There's the shout out. Thank you for posting those, gentlemen. Appreciate it. So, okay. Anything else, or shall we go back to our regular scheduled program?
Yeah. Yeah, let's go back.
No, Michael, you hanging out a bit more? Or?
Sure. Let's see. We got. I'll do 1 more hour, unless.
Yeah. Right. Well, we will double check with you at 10 o'clock when we hit the 3rd hour.
All right.
You're gonna
hour 3.
But we will give a disclaimer ahead of time. Gene's got to run.
Nighty night, sweetie.
Oh, good night, Gene.
Adios.
Thanks for hanging out with us
What
again
are
this
you
week.
training to do?
Yeah, we need to know what you're training for. I bet it's the Olympics or a Rocky thing.
Probably.
A prize fight.
They haven't seen it. Probably best that way. I could go share it over to the private chat we have. They can enjoy it too. Anyhow, okay. So here's something I noticed this weekend. I have a weakness. If I was a superhero, this would be one of my weaknesses.
Is it cake?
If somebody wears a different hat, does their makeup different, I don't recognize them anymore.
Me too.
I had that trouble.
There's one woman who I've known for years. I've seen her in various outfits. I'm in the costume contest in line. There's somebody behind me with full wolf makeup and fur clothing. And
talking to you.
We're talking. We're chatting. And 3 hours after the contest, she walks up with, as a matter of fact, the black guy we mentioned who works for NASA, the rocket scientist. And I'm like, oh, I see his girlfriend right there. And I'm like, I totally didn't know who you were till you showed up with Ken. It just amazes me how much my brain goes, different person. I need a pin that says, remind me who you are.
Because that's what he does.
That's a great picture.
Yeah, I'm sending it to her.
I had that trouble at MarsCon with people have at least 3 different costumes usually when they come to the con. And I'm always offering people bookmarks. So they come up, and I'm like, would you like a free bookmark? And they're like, I have 4 already. I was the Cat the day before. I was Deadpool the day before that.
See, and Michael, don't take this personally, but I have found writers to be one extreme or the other when you're going by the table. Either they almost duck behind the table or whatever display they have so they don't have to speak to you, or they will grab you and not let you go until you buy a book and beat them with it. And there's very little in between. I'm one of those quiet browsers. I want to browse, I'll acknowledge you and whatever, but I don't want to talk to you. I want to look at stuff. And as a writer, I also fall in somewhere on the spectrum. And I feel like when your book is in a bookstore, the cover is the, hey, here's something interesting. The back thing is your pitch.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I just want to take my writer friends aside, and some of them are like, you need to stand up and speak to people more. Others, for example, I'm not naming names. I'm not even going to give a description. But you remember the person on the other end of the row, the opposite end from where you were, right beside Tara and Mel?
Yes.
That's somebody that needs to back off a little. Because every time I walked by, I was almost attacked by this person trying to push their book on me.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that pitch for that book like 3 or 4 times over the weekend, and I would have heard it more, but I went, nope, heard it.
Michael's good, though. He'll draw you in, but he knows when to stop talking.
My bookmark's how I test the water.
And that's great. They say
you
no.
got one of these already?
Yeah.
But
I respect that.
yeah, writers, they and some of them that are shy, once you get them talking, they're like, I have a friend, you are never leaving my table again. And
yeah.
So
I mean,
there's
find out if it's going to be in their wheelhouse in the first place. You know, there's some people who are just, I don't read fantasy, and you know, there's some wiggle room with that. You know, it's like maybe they could buy it for a friend or not. But otherwise, you know, at a certain point, yeah, you have to respect it and know that they just want to carry on with their day.
And the reason I said don't take it personally, because I'm not actually including you in that.
He's excluding you.
But I'm trying not so inclusive with this one.
No, I don't feel included.
But yeah,
the best way.
There you go. That's a great picture there.
Oh, Michael Perotti. I don't know if you
give it a second.
Yeah, give it a second. He did a werewolf costume. He's with Hat and Cross Steampunk.
Is that the one with the glowing eyes?
Yeah.
Glowing eyes and smoke coming out of the nose.
That was amazing.
Nice.
It's awesome. I'm like a millennial. I'm on my.
Oh, where'd you go? There's the link. For the store. So Saturday.
What were you saying?
What? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm moving on. Moving on up. So Saturday was the long day, of course, because everybody's there all day.
Yep.
And it was a costume contest day. What else did I do that day? I don't think I did much of anything.
Oh, Friday night I watched the new Dillzilla, the new Pickle Man Productions movie that won awards at
How come I didn't
Film
see
Fest.
it?
Because you were caught up in a conversation. I'm like, I left you.
I was handing out bookmarks.
Yeah,
I think we got back together, though.
we did.
Oh, goody.
Like 15 minutes later when I was done and received my badge of whatever. Because if you stay through the whole thing, you get this badge sticker. Ooh. Yeah.
I don't see it.
It's not on me. Go away.
She's got a cat in her lap.
I do. Zazzles is laying right here.
So that's how I get women to stay through the whole thing. I have to offer them a badge.
So,
I went through the Ed experience and came back with a whole lot more than this sticker.
Oh my! What?
What?
I don't.
I didn't hear anything.
I don't know.
So I got a question.
Yes.
So obviously, there's a lot of people these days who cosplay at conventions. So what would you say is the kind of ratio? If you're a newcomer and you don't have the funds or you don't know the genre or well enough to kind of pick or carry off cosplay yourself, what's the kind of ratio of people who are cosplaying to people who aren't?
I'd almost say 1 out of 10 cosplay.
Yeah. So it's not like you're kind of 50-50, you got half in costume and half without. It's still quite a small segment of people who actually go to that trouble, is it? Because obviously I've only been to a couple of literally very small conventions here in the UK, and that's my entire convention experience. And they're on a completely different scale and style to the conventions that you guys hold.
It also depends on the type. Like, this is a general sci-fi. And I've seen a lot of people this weekend who I hadn't seen before, and they did simple cosplays like from Stranger Things. Most people have those clothes in their closet.
Yeah. People at least wear like a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of geeky T-shirts.
Yeah.
It also depends. Like, for example, if you go to San Diego Comic-Con, I don't know if the percentage is higher or if you just have more people there, but it feels like the larger ones have more people in costume.
Yeah.
Well, if you pay that much to go there and, you know, it's a big thing, a lot of them save up and build their costume all year just for that event.
Gotcha.
But even that, probably you're looking at 20 to 25%. It's a majority. It's not even a half and half. But the costumes I mentioned, where I did Henry Stanley from, you know, Dr. Livingston, I presume, the Pringles guy, and Monopoly Man, it's
stuff.
all stuff in my closet. It just revolved around the mustache, really.
And he wore all the pieces. He always wears them. He just put them all together for this from different things. So
I like Monopoly guy the best.
It's
a
most
lot
people,
of people did.
I did have one person point out that the Monopoly guy never had a monocle, but probably 1 out of 3 people wouldn't recognize the character till I pulled the monocle up to my face.
Yeah.
And he took
it gives you an air of wealth.
Yes, it does.
Prestige.
It's false, but it's there.
and he took a pillowcase and with Sharpie marker drew a $sign on it, and that's the only thing he made for it.
Yeah. Yeah,
it was also interactive because you had handouts.
Yeah. Get out of jail free, go to jail.
That was my favorite photograph, I think, of the stuff that you posted up, was you being dragged off by the heels.
That was hilarious.
That was a guy dressed as a steampunk Deadpool who, for some reason, him and his buddy started talking to me, which is cool. And after like 10, 15 minutes, I'm like, you know what? Before we step away from each other, can we recreate it? And I dug through my bag and found the get out of jail or go to jail card. I'm like, can we recreate this with you as the cop? And he's like, great, pull out one of my katanas for the baton. But he had this like little vampire stake on the front of his belt. I'm like, use that instead. And then we got his manacles, his like medieval manacles, and put them on me. And
he's like, here, hold his feet. No,
and I laid down. I'm like, okay, get into pose. I'm going to lift my feet. You just grab my ankles under there. And you snap a picture.
And then everybody came by to snap pictures, so he was laying on the floor for quite a while.
They're like, don't move. Hold on, one more. And Andrea, I had given her the card. I'm like, hold that up in front of your phone so they the comparison.
And then other people, I was holding it in front of other people's also. So
it's like this rotating
different angles.
Yeah, it was fun though, and like people from across the dealer room are like running over. Hey, can I? Of course, have a good time.
That's what it's all about.
But I'll put that back. I'll put that actually into the rotation because it's an outfit I have worn for other stuff.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe for Mysticon we can go with almost a mobster theme for the whole weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm working it, but
work it.
Sensible shoes for me.
Right.
You can wear the heels this time.
Nah. So.
Anyway.
It's awesome. Last at RavenCon, we did a video with I don't know if you saw it. He was at MarsCon this year also, but the guy who dresses up as Negan.
Yes.
His real name is Chris. Shout out to Chris. We did a video where I was getting executed Glenn style by Negan, and it got a lot of views on YouTube comparatively to the rest of my stuff, and that was really fun. I ran into him again, and we did a sort of a spiritual successor video this time. A couple of them, but we were both so tired, so they came out kind of punchy and funny and shorter. But he's cool. I like that I'm recognizing people between the cons.
I heard that you were recognized, and they're like, "When is your next book coming out?"
Yes. Someone walked up and they said, "Is book 2 out?" And I said, "No, not yet." And then they just turned around and walked away. and they're like, "Next time." I'm like, "Yeah, no problem."
You know, Mike, if you want, I have a secret Facebook group with Win, Tara, Mo, myself, and if half dozen other
It's
authors.
writers.
Now, it's not the most basic stuff like how do you form a sentence, but it could be something where you could throw your next book cover up and get feedback, or, hey, I want to know how to do this mailing list thing and get feedback or people to work with you. So I can add you if you like, but I don't like adding people. Just
no problem.
Well, there you go.
Let me, write that down.
I'm exclusive. I'm in the club. I get to sit at the cool table.
Oh, really? I've got it. I got it. I can do it.
No idea what's wrong with him today. You need a nap.
I took a nap. 2 of them.
So we're trying to decide at the moment on a cosplay costume for me, because I have a couple of friends. We've just recently, in the last couple of years, got the first Island Con. So normally conventions for geek fans here on the Isle of Wight mean traveling to mainland UK. This year they had the first ever Island Con, and my friends went along. There's quite a few local people. They reckon probably sort of 25-30% of the attendees this year were in cosplay.
Wow.
I think partly because it's the first chance for a lot of local people to kind of go to something that's close to home, where you don't have the hassle, for example, of transporting costumes or paying for hotels and all the rest of it. You can just nip along for the day.
Right. I've got an idea.
You can, Death.
Death from Hogfathers.
Ah.
Hogfather, yeah.
Yeah, Hogfather.
Yeah. You could do the Christmas Death.
Or you could be from Adam's Family.
Yeah, we should just.
Yeah, see, that's the obvious one. Everyone says that. That's precisely why I don't want to do it. See, my 2 friends who are Deadpool and Darth Maul, respectively.
You could be Snoke.
They're trying to convince me to do Hellboy.
Ooh.
Right, that'd be good.
Because one of the guys is quite good with. He's got a 3D printer, and he makes bits and pieces. So he wants. Basically, I think the whole reason they want me to do it is he wants an excuse to print up some Hellboy style cut off horns and stuff. Man.
Just say yes.
Go for it. I'm a huge fan of Hellboy. I have Ron Perlman's autograph back there.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to the new one.
Yeah, with David Harbour, the cop from Stranger Things.
Nice.
Yeah,
he's got the face for it. He's got the. He looks like he can.
I can see him carrying that off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. See that? World of Orb is awesome. Highly recommended.
Hey, thank you.
Nice.
I'm guessing you got our fan reader there.
Look at that.
We run the show. We don't even have those. Good job.
Thank you. I'm working hard on the sequel. Secret book's coming out first, though. March.
Nice. Is that the working title?
The Secret book. It is.
Secret.
The only thing that's public about the title is the main character's name, Winslow.
Okay.
So it's going to follow a fisherman named Winslow.
So is that going to be ready for MarsCon?
I see the hook in that.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I'm as long as I keep to my schedule, I should have it for RavenCon.
Okay, awesome.
So I'm curious. Do you have a word count you try to hit every day?
I have I do it by chapter.
Okay.
So I sort of break it down into chapter, or in this case, parts.
Right.
It's more like parts in this book, and I say, okay, I know I want to get to this part of the book. I know I want to get to this part of the book, and I put that on my gigantic, obnoxious desk calendar, so that it's staring at me and taunting me until I finish it. It's the same strategy I employed in college, and it got me good grades. So
if it works for you, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Let's see what else went on this week. Saturday was it was a busy day, but it was fun. And my favorite part of it was the end of the day, once everything was done, just hanging out with people.
Kato, Jake from State Farm, CJ.
Jake from State Farm. I love that commercial.
Well, that's not his real name. He showed up to the con. It was his first time there, and he was in his uniform, and it was a red shirt and khakis. So I named him
Kiekis.
Jake. Kiekis. I named him Jake from State Farm. So
he works at Target.
Yeah.
So when he showed up wearing the same thing as Jake from State Farm.
Someone recognized you from Target.
Yeah, you want to tell that story? Because this is weird.
what?
Well, I've never. This is my first time on Skype, and I had to get a webcam, and I went to Target real quick to pick up one, and thankfully they had a good one, and the guy who was helping me, it was ringing me up. He said, "So what do you need the webcam for?" And I said, "I'm gonna be appearing on a show, Talk of the Tavern. It's hosted by Travis Sivart." And he's like, "Oh, Travis Sivart, steampunk author." I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, I've heard of him."
Who
So
knew?
you got a fan up here in Northern Virginia.
Either or somebody I upset. It could be either one.
he smiled when he talked about you, so
Okay.
I think he's.
It wasn't like maniacal, like.
I think he said he would try to tune in. He was familiar with Twitch and he was familiar with you. So, hi Target. What was his name? I think his name was Daniel.
Cool.
Hello, Daniel from Target. If you're out there.
Whether you're catching it live or
On YouTube or
Okay.
iHeartRadio. And also, if you are a member of Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free.
that's true. Yeah. So up top, Michael, I know you said you've got to attach your Amazon account to it by authorizing it, but yeah, if you click subscribe up top there,
Okay, I will do that.
and then you'll get an extra icon by your name in the chat box. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Shows
Excellent.
you're extra cool.
And I can sit at the really cool kids table.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do it after the stream because I'm afraid to click something bad and ruin everything.
Well, subscribing to us might be just clicking. Yeah, that might be the bad thing. Personally.
I was going to say, on Sunday, we did tea etiquette with Talk of the Tavern.
And it went so well.
I figured
Nice.
Sunday, that's the day when everybody's hungover because of partying Saturday night. I'm like, okay, we'll be lucky to have 3 people. We had about 20. It was fabulous.
It's awesome.
And then it turned out to be a really nice, instead of like a lecture about tea etiquette and everything, it turned out to be, here's the basics, and then tidbits thrown in as everybody was socializing together. It was actually really kind of nice and laid back.
And Travis, I had him dress up in a tux. He was Monopoly Man, but he served tea and cookies.
Biscuits. Biscuits.
Tea and biscuits.
And
We're
we
not-
talked about clotted cream and the Isle of Wight, and when we went to visit our British friends.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
Went
And
for
every-
traditional cream tea.
Oh my, yeah, I discussed that too. I found out we can get clotted cream here.
Oh.
I'm so excited. I'm like, I have to try it to see if it's as good as what we had over there.
Let me know if you need a recipe for some good scones.
Oh, I definitely do.
Yeah,
The stuff
absolutely.
here is, oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ping you across the recipe. The trick's not to overwork the dough.
okay.
Yeah, Kevin, I don't know if you remember when I had scones with you guys where I compared, because the ones I've had here are dry and flavorless and nasty.
Well, I cried. It's really bad, but they're like, okay, you put this on and this, and I bit it, and I just tears. It was so good. It was so
Yeah.
good.
I'm gonna fire this up in Twitch as well, because frankly, anybody else listening, if you've never tasted a British scone, you need to. So, there you go. There's the recipe there.
It is
Awesome.
literally.
I'll throw that over to you guys in the chat as well, so you've got a reference for later.
Thank you. Yeah, that was pretty much our con experience. It was really good. They had a well-known author, Carrie Vaughn, was it?
Carrie Vaughn.
Yes.
Who writes werewolf fiction.
Kitty Norville series. I was on a panel with her.
Oh, how'd that go?
Nice.
It went well. It was really early in the morning, so we started out with only 4 people in the audience, but more people trickled in as it went on, and it was nice. We were talking about writing major, minor characters.
I tell people, matter of fact, have you watched some of the YouTube videos with the writer's advice that I put out?
Yeah, I watched
Yeah,
some of
some
them.
of them is
Whenever I log in to upload a new video, I always watch what you have.
I have gone through, making better secondary characters because it just totally fleshes out the world so much better.
Yeah, and my main thing with secondary characters is that they are as real of people as the main characters.
Yes.
It's just that the story, our frame of visibility follows our main cast, so it's moving through, it's moving past, but those minor characters continue to live and breathe beyond what the story is happening with the main cast. So they're just as real. So you should spend as much time knowing as much as you can about them.
Stephen King is great at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what else you feel about his writing, he's great at giving you background characters that don't feel background.
Yeah. Do you start with big picture with your characters and then get narrow, or like narrow picture and then radius out in terms of like what you know about them?
It depends on the characters.
Mm-hmm.
I vary it.
Yeah.
With my villains, I almost always start narrow and work to bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need that one initial tight shot so people know what their shtick is, what their thing is, what their motivation, because I hate a villain that world domination. Why?
Yeah.
If you look at, have you seen The Kingsman?
Yes.
Sam Jackson.
He was awesome.
Well, not the character itself was great because you had a background, a reason, a philosophy, a drive. And even his little henchwoman there, his bodyguard,
with her blade legs.
Right.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
You had reason to go. She's here for a reason. She's with this guy for more than just it's a paycheck.
Yeah.
So appreciated that, but it depends on the situation. Some characters, short stories, of course, you build a character differently than you do in a longer story.
Yeah.
But if you don't give your readers a reason to have an emotional response to your characters, whatever it is, love, hate, anger, fear, it doesn't carry the book.
Right.
There we go. Fun question from Victoria. How far into a book do you put a major plot twist?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
Ian,
good.
by the way, before we go into that, says, King was great reading for me until his accident. Most everything after has been very derivative of his earlier work. I kind of agree. I haven't read much of his recent work. I also feel like King's work, his short stories are great, and anything over 800 pages is great. His 400-page novels, I'm like, they're okay. But, yeah. Now, as for the plot twist, generally 25 to 33% is where I took the first one. And again, it's different between a full-length novel and a short story. But by 25% into the book, you want to give something in that plot that hooks and that drags people deeper into the story beyond the characters, realizing there's influence on the characters that's causing them to react. But I don't like a story where it is all reactionary.
Yeah.
I have to know those characters want to be. Wonder Woman was a great example of a character-driven story.
I love Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And though it was an inciting incident, she chose to be wherever she was. And that was very, very well done.
Yeah. I think it's going to depend on what book it is. I think usually, if you haven't done it yet, then midway through is an important area in the book, because it's like everything you thought you knew, all the comforts you thought you had. The middle is a good time to take all that away.
Yeah, definitely. And as you're heading for your third act, make sure that they're.
It's not as easy as it seemed it was going to be.
It has to be totally flipped on them and stripped away, and so they have to rise to new levels and, well, have character growth.
Yeah.
To overcome whatever obstacle there is. What about you?
He's not even paying attention.
I know. He So we are at. Oh no, we still got a couple more minutes before the third hour. So.
Okay. Kevin ran away.
So what did we do after the tea party? I guess we just hung out and chit chatted with people after the tea party, and that was wonderful.
Packed the car, and I went to a panel, and finally.
Yes, and?
I forgot exactly what it was called, but it was...
Left an impression, huh?
I know. It was about your creative outlets.
Okay.
And how to do things with it. And the pickle lady was on the panel. I do not remember his name. The guy that made the book cover for MarsCon, now I'm drawing a blank.
Oh.
But he also does artwork and things for DC Comics.
Ah, yes.
Great artwork.
Yeah.
I saw it on Instagram.
I know. I'm having such a block now. What is
I don't have the book here. I don't know.
But it was very interesting, and I learned a lot of things. And a good point was brought up. There's no such thing as writer's block. It's just you're getting too complicated, and if it's too complicated, you need to stop back and strip back to the layer. Strip back the layers to the simplest part.
Yeah.
And go back from there. Now, I'm not a writer. I don't do that, but that made sense to me with my job and things I do for the show. That was good advice.
Michael, what other panels were you on?
That was the only one I got onto.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I
if you want to be on more, just cover your table, and they'll put you on as many as you like.
I've already hooked them up with some people, so that'll happen.
Next year, he's going to be reading Chicken Boy to the kids.
Yeah. It's great. I've been doing more Chicken Boy readings, and I really like it. My first one was that one I mentioned before, the Literacy Night, and I'm doing another one because of the success of Literacy Night. They asked me to do Read Across America, and it's in a library in my old elementary school, actually. Nice. So it's kind of cool.
So let's see. Let's wrap up the topic of MarsCon.
It was fun.
Anybody we need to acknowledge? Mark Israel.
Oh yes, he runs the green room for the guests and the staff, and he's awesome. I had some issues and problems, and he took care of it. Food issues, but he made sure my judges got fed. They didn't pass out, and they couldn't judge. So I'm very happy for that.
The guys from Tropic Thunder, who weren't really from Tropic Thunder, but I kept on.
Chris.
Oh, hold on a second. Real quick shout out to
dressed as another dude.
Yes, and a bunch of zeros. Thanks for following. Appreciate it.
What?
Yeah, actually, that's how they walked up. They're both in military, outfits, and I'm like, "Hey, it's the guys from Tropic Thunder." And I look straight at the black guy. I'm like, Robert Downey Jr. Thank goodness they've seen the movie apparently many times because they started quoting shit back to me. And the white guy, the skinny white guy, I'm like, and you're the guy with the energy drinks. And he started quoting that stuff back to me. And I'm like, good job, guys. And they ended up being the judges.
The judges, because my overall winners, I usually want them to be judges, but it was Hat and Cross Steampunk. It was Dave and Mish and their daughter and everything, but they had so much to do because they had a camera crew following them around this year because they're a reality show. Mm-hmm. They're doing a pilot for a reality show, and I'm like, they're so busy, what am I going to do? So I just picked the ones with the next highest score, and it was these guys, and they were great, fun to work with.
There's Fabian. Welcome,
Hi.
Sir. Good to see you.
Hello, Fabian.
Yeah. And let's see, with these guys, they also later dressed as Spider-Man and Deadpool including a little fuzzy unicorn sticking out of Deadpool's backpack. And that was fun. We got some pictures with that. Spider-Man himself, a la the Urban Dictionary definition. He just took his little rope web and threw it all over his face, and we snapped pictures.
It's my profile picture now. With them two and the Wicked Witch.
Wicked Witch giving, sticking out her tongue at the camera.
Yeah, we're making faces. It's a fun group. It was a fun time.
Mm-hmm. Impressive cosplayers, cool people.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So anyhow, we'll wrap that up now. Michael, do you need to post any other links or anything?
Yes, I will post. I'll post all the links that I had posted earlier before I duck out here. Let's see. There we go. Boom. There's my everything.
Go follow him on Twitter.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to have you repost that. Grab wherever you copied it from and put a space between a few things. For example, the end of your Instagram link, your YouTube link is blended into it, and the word chicken is stuck on the back of your YouTube link.
Okay.
So those would be bad links that people can't follow.
All right, let me try this. Put some extra spaces between them.
And like your author Facebook, it's World of the Orb author is the link. I think that might be wrong. I don't know.
I've got
And like your Twitter is Thompson Books Book. There you go. You got it. Okay, there we go.
All right, there we go.
Everybody go follow him on Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff. Check out his books. Get them for your friends and family and review them.
Fabian, we're on for another hour, buddy. We're just
I'm gonna duck out.
Like being a children's book author, we wanted to make sure we kept a certain level of not us
decorum.
A certain level of not us. That's a great.
Devnall said thanks for sharing to you there, Michael.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And I just want to say I had this moment when I was at MarsCon, and all of us were circled up and talking, and I just had this moment of like I'm so happy to know you guys. I'm so happy that I met you at RavenCon last year, and I don't know. I just had this buzz of this thrilled moment of pure joy that I got to be guided to the right people. And
to flip that back on you there, you said it, Mo and Tara said it, and there was a couple other people that said the best thing we can hear because of how we work. We love to help other people, etc. And when you said, so glad, I'm here because of you guys, and I'm so glad Andrea has connections, and other similar things are said, and it meant so much to us because that's what we love to do, is help other people. I don't know, be the catalyst for something.
I don't want to hold people down just to be spiteful. I want to see people succeed.
We also don't want to carry them.
Yeah,
we want to give them a shove in the right direction and watch them go.
We will give you the information. What you do with it is up to you. So.
Devnall says might paint a chip, but yeah, bud.
Oh yeah, tag me.
That's right.
Nice.
You share that around. He can have it on his table next time he's at a con.
Yeah.
I will.
Fan art is fun.
It's your start of fan art. Look, you got that.
Thank you.
Hey, Devnall, send me if you're a reader, I'm giving out free e-copies of my any one of my books to people. Drop me a message. I saw you followed us on Twitter. Thank you for that. But drop me a message if you want, and I'll send you a Kindle file. And you can read a book, and if you review it, then I'll get you another one. So that's only for people I like. So, the close people, like whoever follows me anywhere ever. Okay. Say goodnight to your mother. It was great hanging out with her this weekend also there, Michael. So
Good night, Michael.
I will. She says hi. Thank you guys so much for having me. Hopefully we can talk again soon at another time.
I'll add to that group so you can scroll through a lot of the past stuff. It's not a lot of socialization, so it's all pretty useful information all the way through. And also check out the files section where I have beat sheets and other information. information on doing a mailing list, etc.
Okay, I will. Thank you. Thank you,
Yep.
guys. Thank you for having me. Sleep
It's
well.
been a pleasure.
Good night.
Good
See you
night.
Good
later.
night.
And now
Good night, Tracy.
Now we're going into our third hour, which is the inappropriate hour. Here's our little disclaimer. We may be inappropriate. Deal with it.
Okay, shit's
Join
gonna
in.
happen.
Join in. Hey, Kevin, do you want to be British and say your word?
Cunt.
Cunt.
Ed, do you want to say anything?
Fuck.
And Fabian says, I need help with making a laser that'll, I'm guessing, melt all 3 feet of the snow here.
Mm.
We have a couple in orbit. We'll see what we can do to shoot a laser at your location. Go outside and wave. Oh.
Send us your GPS coordinates. We'll come and broadcast talk of the tavern from there, and all the government surveillance that will take place in the area. All those radio waves just melt all that snow away for you.
So, Kevin, get me information about Island Con, and though we probably can't make it this year, maybe one day we can make a talk
What,
of the
you mean
tavern.
other than the fact that I already posted the link to Island Con in the Twitch chat earlier, and you blatantly just missed it because you weren't paying attention? No.
it's
yeah, of course,
Facebook.com/IslandCon. But you put it over there in the group, right? In our secret message group?
No.
It's a secret. Yeah, because we're not gonna
but
find
yes,
it right now.
I will do for you now, so that you've got that. But yeah, I've already posted it in Twitch.
When
If anyone missed that, and you care about a small comic convention on the Isle of Wight, a small island off the south coast of the UK, let me know. I will obviously post a link again.
I could go as middle-aged Spider-Man again. We could do that at Mr. Con.
No, that's too much. It gets too warm.
Winter.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people there.
There is.
So when is the con on the island? What month?
The 2018 one is in October.
Oh, we may be able to do that.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's the 20th and 21st.
I'm gonna take an empty suitcase and come back with all Pringles.
I'm going to be a Viking that weekend.
You being a Viking that weekend?
Yeah.
At the convention?
I'm curious, Ed. Are you also doing that in the context of some kind of Ren fair, or is that just like a weekend in your calendar you have marked down where you just like to be a Viking that weekend?
Viking Con is that weekend in Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you gonna wear what? You gonna wear white face?
Nah.
It's not offensive. That's okay. They're called clowns. Viking clown. That'd be horrible. So, Fabian. Okay, Fabian. First question first. Absolutely. Send me a private message here, and I'll get you a link or a download or whatever they allow here. And as for what island and what is it called, it's Isle of Wight off of the coast of the UK, or England, I guess, in this case. Sorry.
We don't know the difference.
Yeah, we're American. And it's called Island Cut. What am I doing? Why do you keep
You're
putting
on
it on
my
this
hair.
side?
I'm gonna cut all my hair off.
I'll run my fingers through it afterwards. The scraps on the ground. I have chest hair.
Here you go. Have a link.
Okay.
That island.
See, that's a different link than what you put up last time. It was the Facebook page you put up last time.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not the link to the convention. That's a link for Fabian, who's asking about, and the other people who are asking what island. That's a link to the Isle of Wight.
Island. There's a link to the island.
Gotcha. Hey, see that, Ed? You might have a buddy there.
Ah, cool.
I'm posting you guys the link in our chat now.
Nice.
There you go.
Well, we know where the island is.
I know you know where the island is.
We found it once.
Most people don't. Most of the people who live here have only just worked out where the fuck it is.
Oh, what did we watch the other day? And it was filmed out where we were.
Or Victoria and Abdul?
No, we were watching a show and the vaults.
Oh, it was one of the episodes of Dark Matter.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Black
intro,
Mirror.
Black Mirror, thank
Black
you.
Mirror.
And he's touring the world, so it's showing spots in India. And then he went to London and it showed the eye and it showed
It's like
Big
we
Ben.
were there.
But then it showed Pad Tunnel.
Mhm.
You want to the graffiti tunnel?
It's
Oh,
called
okay, yeah.
He's
I'm with
walking
you,
through. We were there, and I have pictures of all of that. It was pretty neat.
Okay, so Kevin, you're up again. Fabian needs to know what con. Island Con on Island of Wight. And then
Island White.
Isle of Wight. Sorry, it's Island Con instead of Isle Con. I don't. And then Victoria needs a link right now.
For what?
There we go.
What do you
That's
want a
it.
link for? Do you just want any link, random?
Ian, have I ever been to the Silent Forts? I've been to one of them. There's 3 of them off of the island. They're obviously, essentially, they were created originally as naval defence forts. They were gun batteries to guard the Solent against ships from foreign countries back in the golden age of sail. But they're now privately owned, and they're essentially rich man's toys. I've been to one of them that was privately owned at the time as a residence. It's now been retrofitted and is a very posh hotel that costs a ridiculous amount of money per night to stay there. You travel out by speedboat, and the speedboat's then attached to a winch system, essentially like a metal cradle that sinks into the water. The boat's pulled in and moored above it, and the cradle rises and lifts the whole boat about 30 feet out the floor and swings it onto a deck where you get off. It's got 2 helipads. There's an ice cream shop there, like a little high street with a cafe. There's a full restaurant downstairs, done like an old French cafe with a red and white check tablecloths, where the walls are all massive steel sheets with all the rivets showing. And the owner's accommodation on the top floor has a 270-degree plate glass window, but the whole room on the top rotates. So you can lay in bed, and if you don't like the view, you can make the whole top floor of the house rotate so you can see whatever view you want. I got a tour around there because my friend used to be the custodian of it, because it was only used for part of the year by the guy who owned it. It was more like a kind of lads retreat. He used to come there and throw parties with his friends when he was having sort of weekends away from whatever it was he did for a job, but he was obviously quite affluent. My friend was hired to live there essentially 5.5 days a week and just look after the place, be like its caretaker. So we went out and had a good old nose around one day when the owner wasn't there.
Okay.
Victoria, I just finished a can of Vienna sausages, but I don't think they would have been very satisfying for you.
We're filling.
They're little.
Fabian, Kevin is going to that one. As for us going,
Maybe.
it will depend on finances. Now, we will go to any con that supplies basically travel and hotel. So if you have one in Greenland, Greenland.
That's ice.
We will gladly go there. But somebody's got to bring a plane to us and give us a hotel. Now, Ed, I'm curious about Viking Con. I've never heard of it. So is this indoor or outdoor?
It's outdoors. First year they're having it. I think it's in Charles County, right across the river from you. Yeah, literally. And it's the first year they're having it. They're supposed to have some of the actors from Vikings there. They haven't said who yet.
Oh, I should watch that show.
Axe throwing demonstrations, and it's still in the making. So
maybe we should join you if we don't go overseas. How about that?
Oh yeah,
sounds pretty cool, actually.
I'll post the link.
Is there a lot of handlebar mustaches amongst the Vikings? I think so. I think there is.
We can go as time travelers.
Do something.
We'll just go as steampunk and be like, we traveled here to hang out with Vikings.
That's what I plan to do.
Do you have turkey legs?
That looks pretty cool, Ed. I'd quite like to go to something like that.
Okay, you come here for this.
Yeah. Who watches? Has anyone watched Vikings?
Oh, watch it religiously.
I haven't seen it yet.
Like with a cross and a Bible?
No, with my Thor's hammer necklace.
It's what I'm currently rewatching at the moment. I watched I think 2.5, 3 seasons or something, and then I got sidetracked, stopped watching it, and so I decided rather than kind of try and cut back in where I'd got to, I started watching it from the beginning again. So. But yeah, I like it. It's a really well-made show. Yeah. It's got good storylines to it. It's well acted.
Maybe we'll watch the first episode tonight.
You have work to do. You said after the show you're going to work.
For hours.
Yeah.
It is historical fiction, but a lot of the events that they portray in the show did happen in Viking history along the way, just not those characters. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it's a good way of bringing history to the masses if you like that kind of certain amount of artistic license. You know?
I can see that. It's I like turkey legs too, Victoria. And okay, Fabian, what? I don't know what that means. Oh, you watch. Oh, got it. Okay. There you go. Okay, Victoria, what?
It's on the binge list.
Right, Buff Victoria. I'm not sure what that is. We'll figure it out. Not. What? Huh?
Victoria started up again. The series Victoria.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even familiar with that. I tell you what, one of the worst series historical fiction that I watched, or was it just a movie? Well, the movie that I'm thinking of is the other. Henry's Wives. It was the other whatchamacallit woman. See, this is how well I remember it.
This is how much of an impact it had on you. Yeah.
Okay, what was the fifth wife?
Are you thinking Anne Boleyn? I don't know which.
Yeah, the other.
She's probably the most popular one, but.
Yeah, there was a movie. The other Boleyn woman. It might have been Rain that I started watching. It was just so soap opera-ish that I didn't get into it. I might have been thinking of that. Da Vinci.
I
quite like that, but I didn't watch it beyond. I got it kind of into partway through. What was it? Maybe the second series, was it?
Nice, Ian. Better late than never with Shatner, Bradshaw, Foreman, and Winkler. And even though Shatner blocked me on Twitter, I still find him amusing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not offended by it. This is nothing new with him. He's always been this way.
I like him as an actor. I don't really know him personally.
I've heard all kinds of stories of how difficult he is and
dealt with
how big his ego is and everything. And it doesn't mean I can't find it entertaining. I just don't find it personable.
And yes, Medici is very good.
I haven't seen that one.
It's a Netflix series.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got. I don't know if this list is different just because I'm watching from the UK or not. But the new anime that's just popped up on the list that I've been watching, Devilman Crybaby. I don't know if anyone else has seen that.
I saw the trailer thing for it, but I haven't watched it. That just came up too.
I watched it the other night. I was just kind of in one of those moods. You know, when you come in and you're like, I want to watch something, but I want something where I'm not expecting my brain to be taxed, kind of thing. You know, my focus isn't really there, so I don't want to watch something like a favorite show and not pay attention to it. And I saw it, and I just thought, oh, it looks kind of interesting. The premise sounds vaguely intriguing. I'll give it a go. I absolutely love it. It's brilliant. I don't want to say anything about it because I don't want to spoil or anything at all for anyone, but. Yeah, if you like anime, give it a go. It may or may not be your cup of tea, depending on what kind of anime you like, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's called Devilman Crybaby.
No subtitles?
Sorry?
No subtitles?
No, it's subtitled.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you have to pay attention to it.
Yeah, but to be honest, I mean, I kind of, when it first started, for the first few seconds, I was like, am I going to be bothered with this? And I stuck with it, and I'm glad I did. And it kind of hooks you quite early on. It's just one of those. It's got a good pace. The episodes aren't particularly long, you know, so it's not like you're slogging through an hour-long episode. So the pace is good, you know, the animation's good. The storyline's intriguing as well. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far.
Well, then you can do something else while you watch it. You have to pay attention.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Fabian, I got that Catherine Medici, but the movie was The Other Bowling Woman. It's more
the other bowling woman.
The Other Bowling Woman,
like his partner on the weekends, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They wore shirts and shoes together and played with balls. British
that
sign
means
language.
bollocks.
Yeah.
Bollocks.
What actually does that mean? Does that mean balls? Like when we yell balls?
Yeah, your bollocks. Yeah. Well, it's one of those words. It has multitude of uses in the British language. Yeah, the direct term it is referring to testicles. Yeah, your bollocks. He's got a big set of bollocks on him. If that dog bites you, kick it in the bollocks. But it also means rubbish. I don't believe you. That's ridiculous. So someone says, "Oh, I shagged 3 women last night." Bollocks, did you, mate? It's a multi-use word.
Okay, it's kind of like balls here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, we have a couple of guests lined up for the next couple shows. Hold on. Hellsing Ultimate has a vague relation. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hellsing is anime. That's what you're talking about.
Gotcha.
Correct?
Okay.
Yeah, I watched it. I like it because at the conventions I see a lot of people with that character dressing as the character, and I'm like, what is this? So I sat and watched it. I like it.
Hold on. I'm going to see if I can
with
get
all the eyeballs on the inside that you see people with. That's what it is. Just so you know.
I'm going to try to get Pickle Lady to log in, and now we could tell them about the video.
She may be working tomorrow, so sleeping. She went back to New York today. I really like the Pickle Lady. Her movies are family friendly.
They are.
She's not always.
Thank goodness.
That's why we like her.
Yeah, that's why we get along so well this weekend. There's a few people who I've interacted with before, but I've never interacted like I do with you guys. And this past weekend,
You realize you can.
we did. And
Well, see,
it was
I
kind
knew
of
this
awesome.
about a lot of these people because we've been friends longer than you have, so
I'm still careful.
I know. Well, you're a guy, so nowadays you got to be really careful as a guy because women will hashtag or pound me too.
Do you think? I mean, is this a thing now? Do you think that guys are consciously going into social situations like conventions and stuff like where you're going to meet a lot of women you've not met before? Do you really have to be that aware of it? Because frankly, I don't. I don't know whether this makes me a bad person or disrespectful, but I just do what I've always done, which is my parents raised me to be respectful to women and be polite and not to be a wanker to anyone. And I just do that. I don't go in and make special consideration when I talk to a woman in case, I offend her any more than I would anybody else in a conversation.
I'll answer after you.
Well, I was going to say with this one in particular because, I work there, I'm staff. He doesn't want to reflect bad, so I lose my job.
And there's been issues before at this convention.
Yeah. Not from him.
Right. What I have found is, Kevin, I'm with you. Generally, I behave the way I always behave, which when I first meet somebody, there's a certain level of Travis.
Yeah.
Once I know you well, there's different levels. But even people I know, if I don't know them well, before Matt Carell, who's been a co-host on the show, girlfriend Kristen was there. And before I took her arm, without even realizing it, I asked permission first. Even though she's perfectly comfortable with me, since I don't see her often, I went, can I make contact with you? Can I link arms with you?
Can I touch you?
Yeah. And she went, yeah, why? And I'm like, oh, it's because of the atmosphere around us right now. I'm a little extra worried about just assuming things.
Me too. And I realized what I did this weekend. Because there's certain people, I'll hug them because I see them all the time. And I'm like, are you a hugger? Can I hug you? I've been asking this weekend. So it's
just this unconscious paranoia has crept in. And
Yeah,
I know,
right?
That's my internal reaction once I realized it was happening. But again, as a public figure of sorts,
yeah,
you just
what was everybody in the news and someone's been accused.
Here, there's something. Okay, to me, I'm a hugger. Okay, and to me, a hug is an ultimate expression of caring. If I have to ask you permission first, that's gone.
yeah. The intimacy is gone, the trust is gone if you have to ask. So like the people, for example, Mo and Tara, there was no asking with them because I know them well enough. And I don't care what other people think. It's okay with them, and that's the important thing. But a lot of the newer people or people I only see once a year, there was just a checkpoint. And every single one that I asked or would have any hesitation, there was no hesitation on their part. Some I didn't have to ask because there was a hug happening before I had to worry about even considering anything else. And that was great. And male and female, by the way, especially younger anybody's.
Yeah.
So, the main theme title is from Carl Maria von
Feed them some soap pods.
Would you like a hug or a soap pod? Your choice. Either way, film it. Non-creepy reasons.
Yeah, proceed with caution.
Found a con in Greenland? There you go. Contact him. Tell him you want Talk of the Tavern there to do a live broadcast. And,
it's only transportation and hotel. We'll do the rest.
It's a minimum of 2 people coming, but they want us all. Ed, would you go to Greenland if we got you a flight and a hotel room?
No.
Kevin?
Yeah, I would.
There we go. It's a matter of fact, if you want like 16 of us, we could probably get.
Yeah, we'll bring all the regulars. We'll bring our own audience with us.
I agree. Hugs are groovy. So yeah, let us know about that con. We'll gladly show up, and then we'll give the disclaimer before the show because I've had other ones where we gave the disclaimer and afterwards
they're like
the con head is coming to me going, Travis, we hate to censor you. I'm like, I understand. You're con. I got it. I can moderate myself. We're good.
Now, if I come to a con, do you reckon I'm going to be getting a lot of hugs, or do you reckon people are going to be too scared?
I think you're huggable. Hold on. We got here. Lunar Fox says, you ever been in the kitchen cooking, go to open a pickle jar, but your hands slip off into your jar of acid, and you forget you had open, and only twice. Only twice.
And what?
So there we go.
What?
Yeah. But only, you after the first time, it only happened one other time, and it was at least 7 minutes apart, so it wasn't often. Yeah.
We have a follower. Lunar Fox followed us.
And welcome.
Yay.
Thank you for following Lunar Fox.
Is that what happened in the kitchen? Is that what happened to the pickles?
Well, that and a few other things when we get the whole ones. Made many people uncomfortable.
Yeah,
nice face, Ed. It's the Isaac Con, and that it are Comic Cons. Okay.
Okay. We'll go. Whatever.
Nice. Look at you do your chemist jokes.
But
Of course, in your world, chemists are pharmacists, but whatever.
Yeah, that confused me.
no, they're chemists.
I
That's not
just
confused
myself
the two. A
like-
pharmacist dispenses medicine. A chemist conducts chemical experiments, and they're not the same thing.
I want to pop into the chemist and go, excuse me, do you have hydrochloric acid?
Well, just to see it. What would you do if he went, yeah, how much do you want?
I'd be like, well, let me see what you got. Just whip it out, slap it on the counter.
Like
Show us your acid.
Yeah.
Don't touch the brown acid.
We've got a story. So at Jack's party, which is a huge room party, free alcohol.
Okay.
We went
I like it
grabbed
already.
a drink. Decided
You would
to-
love Jack.
Yeah. And we decided to step out and have a cigar. And this little 23-year-old Army guy named Jacob decided to follow us out. Now, Jacob was asking, the reason he followed us out is because Jacob was asking, oh, is there a liquor store nearby? I'm asking because I want a cigar, which I know Virginia's, there's no cigars in liquor stores, but whatever. I said, I have a spare cigar. Come on, bud, I'll give you a cigar. I don't know this guy, but whatever.
That's what we do.
And we step out and we're like, okay, what do you like to smoke? He's like, I like to smoke acid, which is a flavored cigar.
Not my favorite. I have some, but they're not.
Oh.
What?
I think he's talking about the convention that's held in the Ice Hotel.
Oh, yeah, we want to go there.
But anyhow, we brought him outside, and he immediately stops talking to me and starts talking to Andrea. Which
Well,
okay,
like you do.
yeah, you know, each pill, blue pill equals fun. And soon enough, we've got him set up with a cigar. She gave him a flavored cigar, cherry flavored, and
Tatiana.
Cato came out with us, as well as Cato's
Jake from State Farm and CJ.
and yeah, Jake's boyfriend CJ, and we're all out there, and I'm doing what I do, which means flirting with everybody and saying shit about everybody. And this poor little army kid, he just doesn't know where to look and what to say. And then, you know, we mentioned the Navy because he works on a boat, not a ship, in the Army. And we mentioned sailors and of course, the Navy gay references. And he's like, oh, but if it happens on ship, it's not gay. And if you're not wearing socks, or if you're wearing socks, it's not gay. And we're look down, we're like, so we notice you're wearing flip-flops.
Yeah.
By the way, the end of the story, for spoilers, is he eventually realized Andrea is not available and tried to hook up with Cato.
He latched on her.
Till he was so drunk he couldn't stand it, and he needed two men to hold him up instead of one woman.
And she's like, nope, I'm out.
And it was great fun just flirting around the whole group, everybody laughing, and him laughing too. He wasn't terribly uncomfortable, but you could see it's going through his head like,
what?
I'm not sure what's happening here.
Yeah. It was quite entertaining for me. Like to do.
So, yeah.
Are you going anywhere with that story?
No, I was just talking about making a guy uncomfortable because I could.
So do you want to know something interesting that's completely unrelated to what we were just talking about?
Apparently we do, because that one wasn't working at all.
Well, no, it's something I meant to mention earlier on when I mentioned about my new promotion, and then I forgot about it. It's probably not that interesting in the grand scheme of things, but it's quite interesting. So the new pub where I'm going to work at soon, there's a place called the Hare and Hounds. It's right in the middle of the island, just outside the main town. And it's been on the site for a long time, hundreds of years. And originally, just down the road from the pub was a hangman's gibbet. And actually, one of the main beams in the pub in our back restaurant area is the old upright from the hangman's gibbet that used to be on the hill just down the road, that was converted into a beam when they put an extension onto the pub after the hangman's gibbet had been taken down. And it's there's a local legend about a criminal called Michael Morey from here on the island who committed a series of horrible murders in which he trapped people inside their houses and then burnt them alive. And he was famously hanged there, and for a long time there is a human skull. It's a real human skull that's on display in the pub. There's a big display behind like a metal grill to stop people reaching in to get it, which explains that it was for a long time thought to be the skull of Michael Morey, until eventually someone had it professionally tested and they found out it was the skull of a Bronze Age woman in her 30s. But it was discovered in the foundations of the pub when they were digging out a new cellar. We've still got it. And we've still got it. It's on display in the bar. We're going to take some pictures once I'm over there full time, and I'll post that and tell you more about the legend later. There's a book on it I found on Amazon that I've got coming that tells the full legend of Michael Morey. So
nice. So can you donate your skull when you die so they can have, a set?
Well, quite frankly, I've already sold my soul to Green King, so they might as well have my skull as well.
Request that it be a drinking vessel.
Yeah, I kept behind the bar for like the truly hardcore locals. I remember Kev, let's have a pint out of his head.
There you go. And by the way, Ian, totally agree with that's what the thumbs up was a moment ago when Kevin started his story. Yeah, real estate, acids are kind of nasty.
One of the people in Scoundrels called it a dryer sheet.
Yeah, and we can't argue.
It's very perfumey for me. I don't like it.
And Fabian, fun math joke. Well done. It's Goa.
What?
Quoi? Что?
Oh?
Okay.
We lost Ed.
Ed wandered away. I was actually just thinking, Goat Story. There we go. I was just thinking, we've done really well since without having music breaks, just not getting up to go to the bathroom. Then I'm like, I really got to go to the bathroom.
You were up earlier. Where'd you go?
Just you?
Yeah.
Went pee.
You have to go again?
No.
Oh.
This was past us.
Oh.
Lunar Fox, if you enjoy backwoods, enjoy the hell out of them. I like the room note from those, or even Black and Milds, but I don't want to smoke one. I will smoke what I smoke, you smoke what you smoke, and we'll have a good time together. I'm not saying I won't tease you about it, but I am in no way a snob about it.
Somebody's got to like them. That's
right.
Why they make them. That's right. Why they keep making them.
That's right. And if you enjoy... Really? At this hour? Oh, hold on. We're getting a phone call in the middle. I think we're going to answer it. It's the pickle lady.
Hello?
Andrew's on the phone with the pickle lady. Let's see what she has to say.
It's me. Hi. Yeah,
we are.
We're talking to you on the show.
We could put her on speakerphone.
Oh, you want to be on the video?
Oh, or
yeah. I'm gonna hand you to him, and he's gonna talk to you.
Okay, guys. Pardon me while I do this real quick. Do you have Skype? Okay, log into Skype. Add a contact of Sounds of Steam, all one word. That's the username, or search for Talk of the Tavern. Either one. Now, give me a second. I'm going to go over. We should be getting the request in a moment. Once I get that request, I will add you in. Now, do you have a headset with a microphone? Okay. Now, for all our viewers, we're going to add the pickle lady in. And keep in mind, there might be technical difficulties that we have to adjust on air. Forgive us for that, but we're going to add them in. Oh, I'm letting the viewers know since we're live on air. Where cameras go in, they're watching me wave my hand as I talk and all that good stuff.
Kevin's making faces.
Pickle lady is fun. Okay. Does that mean we're hanging up or not? Here. Oh, we got hung up. Okay. So Pickle Lady will probably be joining us in a moment. And Ian, I agree. There are certain cigars that are better. And that way, if you drop it in the water, you're not crying either. You need strong whiskey to wash a flavor.
Well,
yeah, that makes sense.
Like, Travis smokes these skunky ones I don't like in the house. He smokes them when he's mowing the lawn or outside, so it's not in here.
Yeah, but they do keep the bugs away.
Yeah,
they're still
keeps the people away, too.
Decent cigar, but they're not a good cigar.
They're just... They don't have a good room note. They're yucky smell.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the chance to smoke one of the ones you sent me. I'm not allowed to smoke them in the house, or I'd be smoking them on the show.
It's like 2 degrees, isn't it?
It's not been too bad the last few days. It's warmed up a little bit, but yeah, it's that kind of. It's not really standing outside for an hour or whatever it's going to take you to like really properly enjoy a good cigar. So. Yeah, it'll happen. I'm probably going to go and hang out up at Kirk's house. You guys remember Kirk?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Kirk's cool with cigar smoking, and then he's got like a little studio in his garden. So That's probably what's going to happen.
Let's do this real quick, and then let's go here, add contacts. There we go. We'll do that. And I think now we might pop off for a second. We might go.
It should work.
There we go. If you call, I don't want to do that. Let me do it this way. We'll come over here and just add her to the call.
We're adding people.
No, gotta take the friend request first.
Oh. You can do it, Travis.
I can do it. Let's see here. Where is he?
Just entertain everybody, guys. I'm gonna message her about that.
Yeah, we are at -1 Celsius right now here, by the way.
I have no idea what it is, actually.
As I lean forward way too much.
Well, hopefully this will happen quickly.
Yeah. And we'll bring her on for the last 20 minutes or so of the show.
It's pretty warm tonight. It's 8 degrees out.
Ooh.
Oh, so it's getting better, huh? Whoa. What does that say? -97? Is that what it really says?
That's what it says.
Yeah.
Oh, Vancouver.
How do you live?
British Columbia. Inside, apparently.
Do you go out of your house?
Let's see here. Come on, Pickle Lady.
Technical
You can do it. Oh, it's not technical.
We
It's just
should
matter.
have a technical difficulties jingle we can play while we're doing this kind of stuff.
Okay, start singing, Kevin. You want to just play?
Well, I'm not just going to... No, the true genius shouldn't just come off the fly like that. I'm not Eminem. Give me a week. Come back to me next week. I'll have one for you.
Oh no, Kevin! I heard you rapping on the Whose Line Is It Anywhere? Just come on, drop the beat.
No.
There you go. Accept me. Accept me. I need to be accepted.
Voice message.
That's a voice message. She left a voice message when I didn't take the call.
Oh, well, that's really sad.
So,
Aww.
get over here. Supposed to have
She's
wind
doing
chill
it.
-15, and stay here, rot away all year.
Wind chill's a big factor here as well because I'm literally right by the sea. I'm about 2 minutes walk away from the beach where I live, so we get a lot of wind chill down by there.
Okay,
Hold
hold on
just
1
a
second.
sec.
We'll be right back.
Fine. Be that way.
Wow. It's
Wow.
just you and me, Ed.
Yeah. The two brothers.
It's party time. Crank up the tunes. Let's get some bitches in here.
We'll have to rap again sometime.
All right. I got something I want to throw out there, and I was going to ask these guys as well. Maybe they can jump back in on this in a minute. And it kind of goes back to something Travis said earlier about being a kind of public figure. Let me be plain. I don't want to talk about the subject, but it kicked off when somebody told me about, was it De Niro? Had a big rant at Trump during an awards ceremony. He used he was giving an award to Meryl Streep or something.
Probably.
Basically, he used the opportunity of like doing an introductory speech for her with her permission to launch off on a political rant. Now, I don't want to discuss that rant. I don't want to discuss Trump. What we were talking about was, if you are a public figure, especially a big public figure like De Niro, like a Hollywood blockbuster household name kind of celebrity, do you have as much right as other people to talk about politics, or do you think you have like a certain amount of responsibility because people follow you, listen to you, are aware of you, to keep that shit private and not use your platform to kind of soapbox about it?
I think you have as much right as everybody else. I'm not so sure that I think that an award ceremony is the proper forum for it. Go have your own, sponsor your own rally or whatever, and anybody else wants to come listen to you talk. Yeah.
This was kind of the conclusion I said. That you can't say that they don't have a right to that opinion.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, to use the Spider-Man cliche of with great power comes great responsibility. You kind of have to be aware of the context. And it's one thing to sit down in an interview and go, right, I want to talk about politics for the next few minutes. Then people expect it.
Right.
But when when you're doing an interview for your latest blockbuster film, or you've appeared on daytime television on a chat show or something, to suddenly use that as a platform to try and force that political view is a bit different to just expressing it in a format where people expect you to do that.
Right.
Okay, we're going to try it now.
We missed you.
Oh, we missed you
sure
too.
You did.
We had a serious discussion and shit.
How did that happen?
No, she still didn't accept it.
Maybe is that what you would type in? Or is it?
Well, if I type in Elizabeth, it brings everybody on my contact list. So, See, this is why we have the hour set up before the show, so these things are taken care of. This is a surprise visit.
I like surprise visits. Let's make this
There's a little jam going there for a moment.
So yeah, we're trying, guys. Wind chills -42. When I was in Russia, it got down to like -40 or 44 or something like that.
-1 million. It's so cold.
1 million.
I know, I'm telling you.
And your answer is?
And we're still trying.
So what's the serious stuff you were talking about? Is it a secret?
Oh, hang on a sec. Let me just. I was just saying to Ed, we're going back to a comment Travis made about being a public figure. A mate of mine and I were talking the other day about. He was telling me about De Niro using an awards ceremony to have a rant at Trump. And we were just talking about, when you're a celebrity, do you have more or less of a right to express that opinion, or to use like a public event like that where people aren't expecting it to force your political views on other people? That kind of thing.
Okay, so what did you come up with?
Well, I said it depends on the forum. It's one thing if you're in an interview saying, yeah, I'm going to talk about politics for the next couple of minutes, because then people are expecting it. But when you're about to give an award, or if you're doing an interview for a movie or something, or you're on daytime telly, if you then suddenly go off on a tangent when no one's expecting it into a political rant, it's kind of you're forcing your opinion on other people rather than airing it in a format where people expect it. With great power comes great responsibility.
He's silent. See, I don't think that celebrities, well, they do hold great power only because we give them too much power. But I don't think celebrities, entertainers, athletes, their opinion is no greater than mine to me, because I'm an arrogant asshole that way. But but yeah, too many people do take what they say as the gospel, and I don't know. Oh, he's still silent.
I wasn't. I unsilenced myself, but I wanted to talk about trying to get her on, so I didn't want to interrupt you guys. It's so bear with us.
We'll just make faces.
That's okay. No problem.
Yeah, I definitely need to work on a technical difficulties jingle. Or some kind of public service announcement.
Yeah.
This is the BBC World Service. We apologise for the scheduled broadcast due to an outbreak of democracy. You get tired of what? Sorry, Ed.
Hearing what actors and actresses have to say, period.
Yeah. The whole of culture these days seems to have become about these bite-sized efforts to ram our opinions down other people's throats. It's like it's all people give a shit about these days, is defining yourself by loudly shouting your opinions from the nearest rooftop till everybody knows exactly what you stand for. It's whatever happened to if you give a shit, come and ask me.
Right.
Why do we? It's almost like you need to go around wearing a badge these days so people can identify you. It's like, I don't have. He's wearing a red badge. I don't want to talk to him. But look, green badge over here. You're all right. You're my kind of person. It's like, fuck that. You either like me or you don't. I'm an asshole to 98% of the people who know me, and that includes some of my dearest friends. I don't know what colour asshole would be. Maybe brown. But you can sign me up for my brown badge today. I'll wear it with pride.
Luna Fox, of course tobacco is the only thing that we smoke here because it's the only thing that's legal to smoke here. Some of us do vape, but yeah, the rest of us only are smoking tobacco.
Absolutely. Serious frown.
Jingle, 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 I'm old Kris Kringle. Ho, 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 darling.
What has Santa got in his stockings?
Yeah, I think some people have more than one, though, Victoria.
There we go. She's going to try rebooting her program and see if it shows a friend request at that point.
I don't have more than one, but I know more than one.
Wait a minute. Jingle, 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 I'm old Kris Kringle. That's from Santa versus a Snowman, which is a great little holiday treat.
But at the bottom it's talking about assholes.
I know, man. It's right here with that one.
Yeah, it's the third hour. They were bound to come up eventually.
Now, Lunar Fox, did anybody answer the tobacco question?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Okay. Sorry, I was tech helping here, so.
I was paying attention to you, Ed.
Oh, thank you.
I think I'm almost out of tobacco. Let's see here.
You got anything interesting coming up this week?
Not really. I've got my debut in my new job. I've not officially started there yet because it's another company in the same group. I just have a transfer that's gone through. So I'm over there for one more day this week, mixed with a few days at my old place of employment. So it's going to be a bit of a weird week because I'm working in both places. So be a chance to say goodbye to one and hello to the other, and then hopefully from next week it'll be a new step onwards. I'll be back to being a bus wanker again for a while.
Nice.
Not a bus wanker. Isn't that like illegal?
Hold on, let me, instead of taking a picture of that.
Well, I was going to have her put a green check instead of a...
See, that's waiting for the contact request to be accepted.
Oh.
And this is...
Well, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just listening to them about Kevin being a wanker on a bus or something.
It's a reference for anyone who's seen the British comedy show The In-Betweeners.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, they online, you might enjoy that. It's very funny. About a bunch of schoolmates.
There we go. Yeah, we're just waiting. Mm-hmm. More money, Kev.
I was going to say they made a movie as well, which is quite funny. Them going on holiday to Ibiza.
Hey, let me try.
Did you want to talk about when we have Tara and Win and Mo?
Well, next week's show is going to be...
is that the planning show?
That is the planning show.
Oh, so all of our listeners and viewers and all that good stuff, come on out and help us figure out what to show.
Tell you what, let me do this. You keep chit-chatting.
Okay.
And I'm going to step away for a second while you're chit-chatting. And
I'm going to chit-chat with you. Yeah, so everyone out there joins us. Make your ideas. You can send it to us on Facebook Messenger or save it till the show so we could brainstorm. What would you like to see? We may not do it. We may take it in consideration.
But we just might do it.
Yeah, we will. Maybe.
And we'll do it in style.
Uh-huh.
Andrew, check with them and see if any of them wants to stay on later.
Do either one of y'all want to stay on later?
I've got to bail because I've got work commitments in the morning, so I'm going to have to finish at normal time.
Wednesday there now, right?
Well,
yeah, it's actually early Friday morning. No, it's 10 to 4 in the morning.
Oh.
Same here. I got to be up early.
Okay.
Looks like you'll have to fly the flag on your own.
Well, if anything, we can get on Skype with her and have it all. In a
sense, I'm almost jealous because my curiosity is intrigued by the possibility to talk to the pickle lady. But if this happens, I'm going to go back on. If after work tomorrow, I check and see if the video uploads up because I'm intrigued to see this.
Well, she should be on. We'll have her on for something. So. Let's see, what is that? February Steampunk Hands Around the World? Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, steampunk hands, or everything.
Downright, you're down for the planning show, Victoria. What we need to do is plan on how to get your beautiful self back on the show again. Right. Yeah. I like that I can hear the muted voice of Travis attempting to provide tech support in the background. It'd be an awesome tech center if you just rang up and you got Travis on the other end. Like, look, just sort the damn problem out, you goddamn idiot. These are simple instructions. What are you not understanding?
Push the power button.
It's crazy settings and. Is Fred back home?
What's that, ma'am? Your internet is running slow. Okay, what you need to do is go to Talk of the Tavern on Twitch TV and click the subscribe button. That will speed up your hard drive.
So is Fred back home now, Kevin?
Yeah, Fred's back off his holiday. He's sorry.
Is he staying indoors more so you can just stay warm?
No, actually, he's a little bastard. He's out in all weathers. I mean, you're talking about a cat who I caught the other day laying on top of the shed roof while it was raining. I think he was just literally too lazy. He was just like, I'm wringing wet, but I'm too goddamn lazy to get up from this slightly warm spot in the corner of the shed and go indoors. When he came in, he was absolutely wringing wet, and I actually had to get a towel and dry him off. But no, he's a hunter. He's always been sort of much more of an outdoor cat than he is an indoor. We're just his home base. You know, he'll disappear off out on recon missions into the undergrowth, and he's gone for a long time. And comes back with some dead trophy for us.
That's great.
At least he loves you and takes care of you.
He's taken a great interest in the new bedroom because it had been made plain to him that he wasn't welcome in the old bedroom. So he kind of steered clear of our room because it used to be a nightmare. He used to jump up on the bed and shed fur everywhere, and it's like we had a fur blanket. But because we've moved the bedroom into a new room, he's kind of pushing his luck. So it's quite funny because at the moment I get to watch all over again the territory war between Em and Fred as my wife and my cat fight for dominance of the bedroom space. I sit back and I'm making him on at the moment in secret. I'm hoping Em's not going to watch this particular episode till the Tavern or I'm dead. But I'm kind of playing up to the situation when I'm in the bedroom. I keep like we got little pet sounds that we make for calling him when he's got his food ready and stuff. So I keep calling him up and then giving him fusses when he's in the bedroom, so that he gets used to coming in there. And then when Em comes home, she's like, "Oh, the bloody cat's in the bedroom again." Yeah, I'm having great fun at the moment. It's brilliant.
Because we kind of relate. We brought Andrea's cat here, and she's older. I don't know. She's like 28 years old or something.
She's very grumpy and old.
Walking around on crutches.
No, more like, ninjas throwing stars.
Think of a female Fred, but not as nice.
There we go. We allowed that, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's I was making sure Victoria's comment is allowed. That's all.
Yeah, you and me both.
And did we discuss steampunk? Our hands around the world. Okay, we're making sure.
We got this.
I know you guys are good.
Yeah.
But we are in the last 5 minutes, so we'll set up the raid here in a minute.
You know what? We never. Oh, we didn't do it because of Michael. We needed toast.
Oh, totally forgot to toast.
No, we didn't forget. It didn't happen because we were trying to be a little bit PC, family friendly.
We did great, by the way.
We only
Well,
said
you guys
shit
did
twice
great.
and
I
bastard
didn't too.
once. So here.
I don't think that there are 8-year-olds watching this. I think he's just more worried about his 4th grade teacher watching it, not realizing his 4th grade teacher, the shit they say when kids aren't around.
I think you're quite right, though. We should be proud of our effort tonight. I've got a toast for you. Here's to not being a cunt.
There we go. Here's to hugging people without asking.
Oh,
here.
Not on the subway.
With me, it's. I don't know if you could really call it a hug. It's more of an envelope.
That's hot.
With you, yeah.
It's kind of like if you picture trying to hug a giant praying mantis. That's how I see it in my head.
I don't have to picture that.
He knows it firsthand.
We have every summer. I'm always taking a picture of like that one praying mantis that hangs out on the porch all summer. It starts out, like just an inch long. By the end of the summer, it's like 6 inches. I'm like, good job, man.
I've kept a few mantids actually. I'm toying with the idea. Of getting another one soon. Actually, the trouble is they've only got a very short lifespan. I mean, you're literally talking like 9-10 months.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. Right. He is talking about praying mantises, right?
Yeah.
Just checking.
See, like the average lifespan of a lot of snakes is anywhere from 15 to 25 years. So I'm kind of used to when I get my. That's why I don't have a huge collection, because I try and be responsible about not having more animals than I've got space or time to look after properly. Right. But I'm used to making a long-term investment with them, and so like the first few times I had mantids, I'm like, well, this is crap. I fed this thing and nurtured it and looked after it, and it, 6 months later, the damn thing's dead. But actually, when you look at their lifespan, it's amazing. Every time they go through that change, it is almost like getting to watch the whole kind of caterpillar to butterfly thing, but 3 or 4 times within the space of those short few months, because they change every time they come out of a new Travis.
Yeah, I saw this meme. I think Andrea actually posted it. It's got a picture of a bearded dragon with a mouse sitting on it. Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she did it to me, yeah.
Yeah, it put it in its mouth, it squeaked, it let it out, now they live together. I'm thinking it might have bit the inside of the bearded dragon's mouth.
Possibly, or it might just have been that the noise started it enough to put it off the feed, but there's no doubt about it. That beardy, if it's hungry enough, will eat that mouse. In fact, there are some keepers who, with sort of older juveniles or younger adults, very occasionally they'll feed a pinky or half a pinky as a kind of protein boost treat. Are you talking a very rare treat, like literally once a month or something like that, because you don't want to give them too much because it's quite fatty. You've got to give their digestion time to break it down. But that can, some breeders especially, if they're trying to bring on them in really good prime condition, ready for a breeding project, they'll give them the extra protein boost in their diet by giving them meat in the diet.
What I'm curious about is, what's your thoughts on letting the mouse live in the habitat with the bearded dragon? Because my first thought is no.
Yeah. Well, the obvious answer is no, yeah. It's a bit like saying, what is the advisability of letting my kitten play in my alligator tank?
Right.
It's exactly the same. You know, one is a food item, the other is a predator. I know bearded dragons, to a lot of people, they're these cute lizards. They're the most commonly, I don't know if it's the same in the US, but certainly in this country, they're the most widely and commonly kept lizard in the reptile community. Because
those and leopard geckos.
Leopard geckos, yeah. And corn snakes for snakes. They're the three most commonly kept and sadly sold on, rehoused. They're the three animals that we constantly get messages about at our reptile club. Can anybody help me find a home for this? But bearded dragons are very sociable. They're kept by a lot of people. But yeah.
Would this put them off eating other mice in the future?
No, I mean, at the end of the day.
With snakes, I never recommending letting the mouse, if it didn't eat it right away, live in there, because the mouse that's
a whole different topic that I feel quite strongly on as well, and this is a big difference as well between British and European keepers and American keepers. In Britain and Europe, it's 90% of keepers will use FT, frozen and thawed, so they're pre-killed frozen rodents that are defrosted, warmed up, fed already killed in a humane fashion. I don't advocate live feeding in any situation other than the point where the snake is on the verge of starvation. It's refusing all other feeding, including assist feeding, which is literally forcing food down its throat with a set of tongs, which, if it's done properly and the neck is massaged the right way, can actually induce a snake to swallow food artificially. If all of those methods have failed and it's a case of the snake either eats or it dies, that's the only time I would ever advocate attempting to get a feed and response from introducing live prey.
Oh, you know what? That's funny. Hold on a second.
What? It's very funny.
Yeah, this is funny because now
it works.
It works. Here, I'm so sorry to do this to you guys, but let me try this real quick.
Just to see if it works.
There we go.
Hey.
Got it. Is that a pickle?
There we go. We're going to bring the pickle lady on for 30 seconds to say goodnight.
Say, hi, we're leaving.
Hey, Ralph.
Hey, Ralph. What's up?
Been a while, yeah. Good to see you again. Okay. Elizabeth, the pickle lady, is joining us. Now, Elizabeth, on your screen, down towards the bottom, you should see a couple icons, including a camera. Click the camera icon.
You mean this?
That would be it.
See, Kevin, you get to see the pickle lady.
Hooray!
They both said, no, at 11 we have to bail. It's 11:02 now, so we're not going to have you on for long. But viewers, if Elizabeth is going to stay awake, we will attempt to reconnect using our connection here, which might be crap and not work at all. But if you hang out, you'll see us again in a couple minutes. Ed, Kevin, need to bail?
Gotta go.
Yes, sorry.
Say hello to the pickle lady.
Hello, pickle lady.
Hello, fine-looking gentlemen. I'll talk to you again another time.
I hope so.
Yeah, unless if Ed is going to leave his camera going and go to bed with it running.
I can.
I want to hear more about the lizards.
But the show will just continue running after you guys go to bed too, though, won't it?
That's a good point. It would run blank screens for all night. That would be horrible. Okay, so this is a pickle lady for everybody watching. What we're going to do, we're going to say goodnight. We're going to set up a raid. And you give us somewhere between 5 and 20 minutes, because I have to move to the other computer, and we will do what we can to reconnect. Bear with us, because the internet might be just sheer crap, and we might all be like, Don't ask me why we lose our necks when we do that.
Thank you, Ed.
Now, Pickle Lady is going to be back on the show sometime in February or March. We're setting that up tonight with her, and she is horribly inappropriate and fun, but creates family entertainment. And real quick, there's a little of this.
You guys will understand what the video
We'll send you the video to the Talk of the Tavern group. The rest of you out there, Yeah, no, sorry. We'll describe it. And so,
Don't watch it. Don't do it.
Ed, you want to set up the raid to Bob Ross? So /raid space Bob Ross, all one
No,
word.
Ralph, it's not fapping.
No, it's related, not
What is
at
it?
all. /raid
Slash
space.
raid. Where's that
Somewhere on that keyboard. Lower left. Lower right. I don't. Bob Ross. Bob Ross being all one word, no spaces.
Right.
Yeah, Ralph will describe it to you. It's horrible, but God, so funny. There we go.
Okay.
Guys, have a great night. Next week, planning session where we're going to talk about the shows we're setting up, let you know when we're going to have the pickle lady on, as well as... You know, I asked her if she had headsets with a mic. Totally no head. Would you get earbuds in? Oh, okay.
Working?
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Okay, so we're going to join the raid. Have a great night, guys. Join us next week for Stupidity.
Or in 20 minutes.
Yeah, or in 5 to 20 minutes. Okay. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you,
Appreciate your
Ed.
patience, the extra couple minutes. And
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
I'll talk to you later, guys. Elizabeth, we will send you another Skype conversation in a couple minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Hey, gentlemen.